HotelAtlanticCity.com. Certain restrictions apply. Bet with your head, not over it. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Oak Hills Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with ED and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical breakthrough that has helped thousands of men. Our wave technology is backed by 50 clinical studies, including from Cambridge University. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED and turn back the clock in the bedroom, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever heard of it failing. This offer is worth $600, but it's free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 215-302-9999. That's 215-302-9999. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your love life back. Call Oak Hills Medical Clinic now to qualify for this unprecedented offer. 215-302-9999.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz?
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, November 17th, to all across the Delaware Valley. 1 week from Thanksgiving. My man JK never carved a turkey, never touched a turkey. That was an interesting conversation just now. Lots to do today, and it's a busy one for us. We're going to have, I can't wait to hear from Jonathan Gannon. The Gannon cannon is poised, and it's going to be lit because he has to answer for Monday night. And he's going to have to answer for this Sunday, which is planned. We got to ride Monday night. All right? You know, listen, he went on a streak, and I thought he called some really good games. He has not called good games the last 2 weeks. So, you know, I'm trying not to overreact after I blew my stack all week and go, all right, you got a big couple, 6 weeks ahead of you of big bats and cold weather. Now, obviously, this game's indoors. But you got cold weather. You got running backs. Let's see what your defense. You got Linval Joseph to kind of come in and help battle on the D-line, which I thought was a good pickup just to give you some snaps as a big fella against the run. So you bolster a little bit. So, let's see what happens. And the reason why I go, I'm dialing it back and I'm a little more subdued today is I think you need to hear a calming voice. I have had weird encounters over the last, I guess, all week, but really yesterday was another a series of odd encounters. So I was at the Total Turf last night because Anthony had football practice. And so I'm waiting for practice to get done and waiting for Ant. And I'm talking to people. And so I had two weird conversations. One guy tells me, dude, talking about the Phillies, I'd rather lose to the Cardinals than lose in the World Series.
What?
And I go, exactly. What? I think I must have even imitated that drop. He goes, yeah. He goes, what do you think? You remember second place? And I go, seriously. Now, obviously, he's a parent who's there. And, listen, I'm not going to jump down the guy's throat. But I was like, dude, you can't look beyond the journey. Yeah, it sucks they didn't win it, but that journey was rewarding. I love that ride. The ride that began on that incredible Friday in St. Louis and lasted into November. The first week of November was one of the great rides of all time. I mean, yeah, you didn't win, but does it always have to be zero sum? And that's what you're saying. If you're saying, and this is kind of what I'm saying to him, if you want them to lose to the Cardinals and not have gone through that run because you're disappointed about no parade and no World Series, then I just think you're missing the whole point with this zero sum. There's only one winner. Nobody remembers second place. Okay, well, I get it, but it's still kind of a gray world. And when you have a fun run like that, you do a lot of things. There's a lot of good that occurred from that run. There were so many great memories and bonding experience throughout the run. So right off the bat, that meant something. There was, I thought baseball was rebirthed in this town because of that run. And Counselor, or Your Honor, I'll go to the 93 Phillies and the 2010 Flyers and these teams that got to the finals that we still hold in high regard. The 04 Eagles. I mean, listen, I know they didn't win, and that was frustrating that they never won the Super Bowl. But I still look at that team. I love that team. I still do. And I think, all this does is set the table and whet your appetite for the next, 5 to 7 years because they're going to be a legit contender over that period of time. I don't understand that notion of I'd rather lose in the first round than suffer the disappointment of losing Game 6 of the World Series. I mean, I don't get it. So there's that. I talked to a guy who was defending Jonathan Gannon. That happened at the Wawa. Yes, the Gannon cannon is loaded with JT. I don't understand how you defend the calls from Monday night. I get you would say, listen, he had coached some good games this year, and he did. So that's factual. But he was the reason why they lost Monday night. I'll completely believe that. And having kind of dove right into that, you can't have your team you can't have your offense on the sideline for all those long, sustained drives and win a game. And you got to be the main culprit. You didn't get off the field. You never dialed it up to get off the field. I pinned that L. There's some L's you pin on a quarterback. There's some L's you pin on a collective defense. There's L's that you'll put on an offensive line. There's L's you put on a head coach. That was an L that you got to put on the defensive coordinator. Squarely. And then I heard from people who took the opposite, which was, it's all on Sirianni, and you got to go, go over there and rip the play chart out of them and scream at them. And see, it doesn't work that way. And you're the head coach. You might go, dude, how about you we get more aggressive, a little more giddy up. But you're not going to meddle in that's your defensive coordinator's job, is to call the defensive plays. That's what he does. So, there's a degree of when you delegate, you can't be over somebody's shoulder going, oh my God, Tunis, you got to go do this for the vault. Like, I trust every day that Tunis is going to come up with a great vault, and he always does. And I may have an idea or two and go, hey, this might help, but ultimately it's up to him because I trust him. And if you're Nick Sirianni, you got to trust that, Jonathan Gannon is going to call your D. He's your DC. You're an offensive guy, and while you might have suggestions in a game plan and during a game, you can't sit there and go, you look over the guy's shoulder. No, we're not running that defense. You can't do that. So I hear a lot of weird conversations with sports. I still heard that, I had another one at Total Turf last night And Total Turf is a great complex, man. This thing's like incredible. It's in I forget what town it would be. Tunis will know, but it's near us, near Sewell or whatever.
Kind of like Pittman, right?
Pittman, yes, thank you. I knew you would know. The place is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really
basketball courts and football fields. It's sports heaven. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was built after I was done playing.
Yeah, man. I look at these kids and I go,
Thanks a lot.
wow, these kids, you guys are lucky. Anyway, this other guy hits me with, you see, he was talking about Embiid, and he said that that's a reason. When he scores 59, that's yet another reason to trade him. I'm like, get what you can get from him now, and that increases his value. I'm like, dude, you're never going to get anything even value from trading Joel.
Question.
I mean, So I tell you this long, winding story of all these encounters, these weird encounters, to offer you this. You might need some therapy. And we all need therapy from time to time. So I'm pretty calm today. So if you need anything, you have these weird thoughts or wild thoughts, let's talk them out. I think it's a good day for therapy. Good morning, Tunis.
Hey, yeah, definitely a good day, especially after yesterday's conversation where we kind of figured out that people are so on the edge of their seats right now because it's been 5 years since they've won a championship, since we've seen a championship, that we're now going overboard with our reaction to a World Series loss to the Houston Astros, or overreacting to one loss all year for the Eagles. They are 8-1, by the way. I saw there was a great tweet the other day. Somebody said thoughts and prayers to the Philadelphia Eagles who fell back to first place in the NFC. And it's spot on because the way people reacted after they lost was like as if they are now 1-8 instead of 8-1. So I think therapy is needed today. The first conversation I need to unpack this stupid. I wish they lost to the Cardinals first. Like, first off, if they lost to the Cardinals, that means our conversations this offseason would be a lot more drastic than what they are right now. We'd be like, all right, blow up the team. That would be a conversation piece, right? Nobody would be okay with this roster with just an addition of Trey Turner.
Yes.
Right? It would be blow up the roster. That means Aaron Nola, who did come up small at the end of the playoffs, that means he didn't pitch well at all because they just lost in 2 games. So it would be Wheeler and Nola aren't good enough aces. You now need to go get an ace in the staff. We're talking about Carlos Rodon, which is he's a great pitcher. But we're talking about him because he can be a 2 or a 3 in the rotation because you already have an ace in Zach Wheeler. But if they lost those 2 games to the Cardinals, we'd be talking about go get Justin Verlander or go get one of these other aces.
That's right.
And spend a lot of money. And if you do that, do you not get Trey Turner anymore, right? So that's number one. It's ridiculous to say that. Number 2, everybody was having fun in the NLDS when they beat the Braves. Everybody was having fun in the NLCS when they beat the Padres. If you lose in the first round, all those memories are gone. That Bryce Harper home run, gone. Rhys Hoskins spiking the bat, gone. And I'm so glad that you brought up the 93 Phillies because as Connor Thomas is my witness, he was in here when you were opening. I'm like, hey, Connor, do you know what next year is? Do you know what they're going to do at Alumni Day at Citizens Bank Park? You know how they do that every single year? They do the Alumni Weekend. Next year will be the 30-year anniversary of the 93 Phillies. We still talk about that team. Once baseball season comes around,
they're
brought up every other week.
And they weren't exactly like this lovable group. I mean, a couple guys were, but a couple of those guys.
I think they were more lovable at the time.
Yeah,
but still, we still talk about that 93 Phillies team all the time.
That's the team before you were born,
right? And I know all about that team just because it's what we. I've had a conversation with people that they like the 93 Phillies more than the 08 Phillies. We brought that up again a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't get that a little bit, but whatever.
You can't tell me second place doesn't matter or who remembers second place when we still talk about 93.
I mean, the great runs. Now,
Buddy Ryan never won. And we still talk about him as the greatest coach in Philadelphia.
He never won a playoff game.
Right. So come on, don't give me that.
Yeah, I think, we can enjoy. And in fact, I think we need to rediscover the journey.
Yes.
I think we've lost that journey. And it's apparent in the regular season.
Right. And I think it's because we're starved. Right. So like the Sixers, when they lose in the second round of the Celtics, yeah, it sucked. It was the Celtics. They lost in 5. You had to bench Robert Covington. But like nobody thought Robert Covington was a big piece of your future. Right, he was just the one guy that kind of survived from the process, him and T.J. McConnell. I wasn't devastated when they lost that round. When they lost to Toronto. All right, that sucked, but Kawhi was a freak that series. You saw Embiid crying, and you're like, all right, they'll be back. I was devastated against the Hawks. I was devastated last year against the Heat. It's different because now the Sixers talk about a journey. They should have eclipsed that second round at this point, and they haven't. But the Phillies, I can't freak out that they lost in the World Series. I can't freak out that the Eagles lost in the first round of the playoffs last year. They lose in the first round of the playoffs this year or their first game post-bye. Maybe I'm devastated. But because of the journey, because they're 8-1 at this point, you change your opinions, you change your perspective all the time. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I don't either, man. I don't understand it. I think we need to embrace that feeling of the journey of, look, the next, the rest of the Eagles season, the second half of the Eagles season is going to be fun. Like right away, and I got to tell you, I get uncomfortable sometimes when people go, and how many times they'll ask me, so are they still a Super Bowl team? And I think the answer is so, like, you don't need to be, you don't need to ask me. Like, that they're good.
The guy at Primo's a couple of weeks ago. When's their first loss coming? And not like, he wasn't saying it like, man, I don't know where their first loss was. It's almost like he was, yo, dude, when are they going to lose? As if he wanted them to lose a game at some point. Like, why do we do this to ourselves?
I know, it's weird. And in the Super Bowl thing, I don't know what that's about. But, like, obviously, they're a Super Bowl contender.
Yes.
But you guys have been through enough seasons that that, your eyes don't lie. They're a good team. They're a contending team. Now, are they a Super Bowl team? They could be, for sure. But let's face it, anything can happen, right? Like, all of a sudden, Goddard's out. Like, that's a big deal, losing Dallas Goedert, that he's out. So, who's to say that can't hurt you and all of a sudden you lose a couple games and you don't have the home field throughout? I mean, that's a possibility. I hope it doesn't happen, but that's a possibility. You got, there's always issues that crop up. And when I look around the conference, I look at a couple, I do think that San Francisco is a dangerous team. That I really don't want to play the Niners in the playoffs. Now, you play them, you can beat them, but I think the matchup's tough. So there's a lot of things that go on, and you know how it works. Sometimes in this league, you'd rather beat a team that gets hot over the second half of the season. But that doesn't change the fact that they're a really good team,
right? And
can easily get to the Super Bowl and win it. Like, who knows? So, enjoy. Like, my thing is enjoy the journey of the second half of the season and the playoffs. Here's what I feel great about with the Eagles and the Phillies. That they're going to be good for the next few years. Like, there's a window that we're just getting into.
Yeah.
I know the Bryce Harper's thing's a bummer, but he'll come back at some point next season, and that'll be that. They're going to be good. And the Eagles are going to be good. And they're going to be good for the next 5 to 7 years. Like, that's they're going to be in the mix. And that's all you want, is to be in the mix.
By the way, real quick on the Harper thing.
Yeah.
Can we not crush the guy that he's waiting 20-some days to get surgery?
I don't understand that.
I mean, he's getting, I heard it, best show ever.
Yeah, I don't get that a little bit. I really don't.
I've heard fans. I've seen it on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like, my man basically carried the team to the World Series, except for a couple of home runs from Rhys Hoskins, right? He basically carried that team to the World Series.
The swing of his life.
It was a long season. So I'll give my man a break if he wanted to take like a 2-week break before he got surgery.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And will now be,
I don't get it.
Look, he's going to be in recovery, and it's going to be a tough road ahead.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That he has a family. He has kids. Forgive the guy for taking some time.
Yeah, that's the most ridiculous criticism. After what that guy did, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, the reason why I haven't even discussed it is because there's no need to discuss it. He gets his surgery on his timetable. I mean,
it's not like he's waiting till a week before the season. We see that in hockey all the time, where all of a sudden a guy gets the surgery
and he's out for 6 weeks,
and you're like, "Wait, why didn't you do this?"
And it's a long season, and it's okay to come back. Are you kidding me? I mean, seriously, the guy has one of those epic runs into November. All right, takes his team on his back into November.
Which, by the way, it'll still be November when he gets the surgery. It's not like he waited till January.
To criticize him is absurd. It's unrealistic. It's thinking that people are robots. I mean, listen, I always try to look at the human level when it comes to sports. And, I go, thanks, Bryce.
Right. By the tone of some people, you would think he should have gotten it in Houston.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have left the city.
Right, like the minute they lose,
in the clubhouse,
go right to the hospital and get all right, stat. Let's get the nurses together. Stat.
God,
it's absurd. Come on, guys. We need to have perspective, and that's why it's therapeutic today to talk about it. And I'm here, and Julius is here, very calmly to have a discussion on whatever ails you. And as crazy as it could be, like complaining about Bryce Harper, we'll talk about it. Like, if you really feel that way, let's discuss it. And maybe by the end of the conversation, you'll understand that, people have families and lives and kids, and, he's doing right by you. All right. Oh, it's out there already. You feel it. Winter's coming. Oh, it's coming, winter. Oh, demand winter. Do what I did. Be prepared with Aaron's, the king of snow. As a family-owned company, it's been building extremely reliable products since 1933. That would be 90 years. I trust Aaron's to throw snow better and farther than any other snow throwers out there. Aaron's, the #1 selling brand of two-stage snow throws worldwide. Aaron's snow blowers have been a tradition of getting passed on from generation to generation, welcoming thousands into the Aaron's family each season. Aaron's snow throws offer all-day performance, world-class engineering, a lot of machines to fit every need, including features like hand warmers, electric joystick, shoot control, and auto steering. Things that beast. Get in before they're gone. Don't get stranded this winter. You know it's going to be a nasty one. Because when they're gone, they're gone. Throw back with old man winter dishes out with Aaron's, the king of snow. Visit your local independent Aaron's dealer today.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers back. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Flyers back in action tonight. They take on the Bruins in Boston. You'll be able to listen to that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Sixers off for yet another day. They will be back tomorrow when they host the Milwaukee Bucks. 12:30 today, the Geek joins the Cuz to answer all of your fantasy football questions. Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network joins the show at 1. And we will play Jonathan Gannon's press conference today at 11:30. Of course, we still question what the hell was going on during their loss Monday night. This update is also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast, reliable internet for only $49 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, take advantage of our special holiday offer by December 4th and ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. And subject to change.
Don't wait until after Thanksgiving for leftovers because Jeff D'Ambrosio Jeep Chrysler Dodge Ram and Destination Downingtown is having the biggest new 2022 leftover sale in history. Nobody treats you better and sells for less. Jeff needs to sell down hundreds of brand new 2022 vehicles this month. Hundreds of Rams up to $8,000 off. Plus, as low as 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, and 0 down delivers any Ram. Looking for low payments? New Jeeps starting at $199 per month. Luxury, Wagoneer, and Grand Wagoneers up to $4,000 off. And salute to our military. All month, get $1,000 in military rebates on all Wranglers and Gladiators. Get more for your trade or out of any lease way early with Jeff. Get the Jeff D buying experience because Jeff never haggles or hassles over price. When other dealers say no, Jeff always says yes. Call 610-269-9500 or go jeffauto.com. If you want it for less, you gotta see Jeff. Black Friday sales event.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. Start NFL Week 11 off with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge. Whether you're new to FanDuel or not, get free bets back if your Thursday night same-game parlay doesn't hit. Same-game parlays, of course, combine bets for a chance at a bigger payday. Oh, man, the Titans at the Packers in Lambeau. The Packers and Aaron Rodgers used to be a different team at home, but I don't trust anything about that team this year. So build your same-game parlay around Tennessee. Titans money line, Derrick Henry to score first, and Robert Woods for an anytime TD. You can build your own or choose from one of the popular pre-built same-game parlays built just for you in FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. However you want to play, bet the NFL on Thursday night with a no-sweat same-game parlay. Just sign up using my promo code. It's Scordo. That's my last name if you don't already have an account. It's promo code Scordo, SCORDO. If you have an account, you're all set. Just sign in and see what you've got. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in PA, 3+ legs, minimum $1 bet required. Refund issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $5. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Andrew. Listen up. I have to tell you about a spot. Not just a spot, but the spot in South Jersey. Club 2120. It's just over the bridge at Pennsauken, and it is South Jersey's finest gentlemen's club and sports lounge. They have it all. Bottle service, and of course, the hottest girls. I'm not lying. They're smoking. They have top shelf selection of the finest liquors and awesome beer selection. You know how I love my beer. They got it all. And the DirecTV package so you can catch any game at any time. But let's be honest, you might miss some of the action because the women, they're going to be a welcome distraction. You have to check out Club 2120. 2120 Route 73 in Pennsauken.
Your fall getaway awaits at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. Let's spend the night together with midweek room rates starting from $69. Enjoy award-winning restaurants, free live entertainment every night of the week, non-stop action in the casino, plus the largest collection of music memorabilia. For reservations and to book your stay, visit HardRockHotelAtlanticCity.com. Certain restrictions apply. Bet with your head, not over it. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The best part about taking ZzzQuil Pure Z's Sleep Plus Next Day Energy at night is actually the next morning. I wake up alert with none of the grogginess from taking too much melatonin. Pure Z Sleep Plus Next Day Energy is a bilayer tablet with immediate release melatonin and extended release B vitamins to help me fall asleep naturally and wake refreshed. It's my secret weapon for a great night's sleep and a great morning.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Can't beat that.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies. Sleep better, wake your best.
Ho, ho, ho! Give them what they really want this holiday season and gift a Flyers Santa set. Includes tickets, an autographed puck, gritty ornament, and as a bonus stocking stuffer this year, a limited edition Gritty Paw Ice Scraper. Shop now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. Ho, ho, ho!
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now because game day is so close you can almost taste it. Football watching. Better with Pepsi.
The fall's a great time to cash out with good friends at your local PJ Wellahans. Relax and enjoy PJ's famous wings while sipping your favorite beverage. PJ Wellahans, where great times with great friends are made.
All right. Let's talk about Golden Nugget Jewelers. That's right, Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. And it is engagement season. Yes, it is. Engagement season runs from, think about it, Halloween through Valentine's Day. That's the perfect time for people to get engaged. All right, sometimes you do it Thanksgiving. Like, that's a great weekend, right? The night before, the day of, or maybe the weekend. Sometime during the weekend, you take a ride and you get engaged, or maybe around the Christmas holidays, or maybe New Year's. Always good. Either way, whenever you do it, make sure you see your own at Golden Nugget Jewelers, right in the heart of Jewelers Row, Center City, Philadelphia, 8th and Chestnut. Check him out. He's got the largest selection of certified diamonds. He's got everything to make that ring special. The designers for the setting, to Corey Viraggio, put it together. Financing problems, not a worry. He's got, he'll take care of you. He's got all the financing you want. Check out Golden Nugget Jewelers. I've sent many, many people there. They've had great, great experiences. I feel great telling you to go see my main man, Yaron. You're going to love it. GoldenNuggetJewelry.com is the website. Again, GoldenNuggetJewelry.com. Golden Nugget Jewelers is where Philly gets engaged.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
10 o'clock hour brought to you by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. All right, 10:30 across the Delaware Valley. Hanging out on this amazing, beautifully cold day. Sunsplash, but it is cold, Jonas, cold. Old man winter. It's cold, Jonas.
Yeah, it's chilly out there. I don't mind it. I like it.
You are the man of the cold, though. You are young man winter.
Yeah. Yes. I enjoy it. It's a nice precursor to what's to come, man, with all the holidays.
Yeah, I like that. Listen, you know what's funny? I don't know. Like, I like when it's cold around the holidays.
Yeah, I hate the random 50-degree Christmas that you have every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then it makes you think about global warming.
Right.
And you go, this doesn't make sense.
Was it last year that it was really warm?
Yeah.
It was.
I told you, because, our Christmases both kind of sucked last year.
Yeah.
My parents were exposed to COVID, and Christy was pregnant, so we did a social distanced in their garage down the shore. Now, it's normally warmer down the shore, but, I was in a sweatshirt and jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
It was 50-some degrees in breezy Brigantine.
Yes.
Right? So, and I was comfortable enough in that outfit.
You know what's funny? Yes, and I remember because Santa brought Massimo a new bat.
Nice.
And we went to the field Christmas Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I pitched him. In fact, that was his first time he hit a home run over the fence.
I remember you telling me that, yeah.
And I was pitching him that day.
There's been a couple of warm ones. I remember my parents moved down the shore in 2017, so it was either 15 or 16. It was one of the last. They had a Christmas party every year. 4 o'clock doors open Christmas Day. So instead of the Christmas Eve bash, they did the Christmas Day bash, which was a lot of fun. But there was one year we had to put the air conditioning on. Because, there's a lot of people in the house, but it was
the air conditioning?
It was 60-some degrees outside.
Wow.
And then with the amount of people in the house, it was oh, geez,
it's hot.
Yeah, you got to
the
put
oven,
the air
you're
on.
cooking.
Right. All of a sudden, it felt 70+ in the house.
That's wild. Yeah, no, I do like the cold for the holidays. Those people live in Florida. I'm sure you get used to it. It's your tradition. You always see the Hawaiian Christmas.
Yes.
Likalaki,
man.
Yeah, I get that. But I do like the cold. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to that. Yeah, T. Will says 2016, it was 76 degrees.
There you go. That was the year then. It was the last Christmas party at the South Tunis Mullick-Hill household.
That's insane.
So the 76, yeah, that was definitely air conditioning.
Ain't that
With all the
nuts?
people in the house, it was probably 80 degrees in our house.
Yeah, man. He said he had an ugly sweater Christmas party the week before.
Good thing it was the week before.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts? That's crazy. Anyway, I like that. I like the cold tradition.
Yeah,
when it's
nice.
cold. Like the whole thing is supposed to. It's been weird because our Novembers have been colder than our Decembers.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember last Thanksgiving, it was frigid because we went out. We were like, yo, is it too cold to go do the turkey bowl?
Right.
Speaking of which, I wonder what the weather is for. Did you look at the weather for Thanksgiving?
I have not, but I know the rest of this week it's low of 20s.
Yeah, I know. It's nasty. So next Thursday, 45 degrees high with rain. Damn, it's supposed to rain all Thanksgiving weekend.
That sucks.
Yeah. 45 and rainy. I hope it doesn't rain during the morning when we go play football.
Yeah, that would stink.
I know.
That's a 30% chance.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't do it. All right, let's do it. Let's get on the calls. And again, we're here therapy. We're here for therapy today. Big believer in that. And you and I are in a good place, Tunis. I think we're grounded sports-wise right now.
Look, I'm
genuinely happy, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm concerned about the Sixers, right? Like, I won't lie to you. I'm not going to. Obviously, I love Joe putting up 59 the other night.
Right. That doesn't mean you want to trade Joe.
No. I'm concerned about tomorrow against Giannis and the Bucks. Like, that's always a test, right? You play them a couple times during the regular season. You try to see where are they compared to some of the cream of the crop in the Eastern Conference. And if the Bucks come in here and stomp all over you, then I'll be freaking out when I'm doing the show Saturday morning. Not freaking out to like, oh, season's over, but there's going to need to be change. Like, you're going to have to figure this out. So I'm concerned about the Sixers, but the Phillies thing and the Harper surgery delay, like, what are we doing here?
I know.
God. And the Eagles lost one game.
I don't get it.
I don't like Gannon either, but let's not all of a sudden say that they're not a Super Bowl team.
I don't get it.
Or they don't have a chance.
I know.
They'll be lucky to get out of the second round. Okay.
I don't get that whole idea.
The only reason they'll get out of the first round is because of the bye.
I know. I just don't get that whole idea. I don't get it.
Good for them for getting a bye.
Yeah.
That means they had a good season. Dope. Like, come on, man.
I get it, man. I get it. Speaking of the cold, the Florida people, they love to hit you with how warm it is. Or when it's cold.
Oh, yeah. It's 80 degrees down here.
Like my father. Yeah, my father goes, it's 74 degrees right here.
Well, that's why I
just got done a couple games of bocce.
That's awesome. One of our last callers of the day yesterday was that Mitch in Phoenix. And I don't get him. It's probably 80. I don't know what the weather is right now. Phoenix was probably really nice. How can you be so miserable?
Yeah, he was out of line yesterday. Seriously. He was out of line. We get on this discussion because Call of Duty dropped. So we get on a gaming discussion, which is a very legitimate discussion.
Yes. By the way, it's going to be in the upper 60s, lower 70s in Phoenix today.
That's a beautiful day.
So, how could you be in such a bad mood?
And right away with, listeners don't want to hear about that. Well, actually, Mitch, see, you're wrong. But
we started off with I waited all this time. The Eagles' defense got better.
Yeah, I know. Oh, right off the bat, that puts me in a bad mood. I want to lash out. I try to do my Zen mode. Because I'm trying. Every day I try to live my Zen life and my kind life, right? Try to channel God. And I count. Because I want to go right at his throat. But that's not the right reaction.
I could do it. I got some more time on this earth to fix my.
Well, I hope I'm not leaving it. I'm just trying to be a better person. And I hear that attitude, and I just go, what? And I actually,
quite frankly, I think you're an a-hole.
And I was going to bounce him from the jump, but I go, let me give him, let me ignore the first couple salvos.
And then it kept going.
And then, then the patience of Job wears out.
You don't know balls.
Some people, they're beyond help. Oh, my God. Let's go to Joe in West Philly to get it started. Joe.
Yo, what's up, cuz?
What's up, my brother?
Politics as usual, man.
What's happening, baby?
I was just listening to, the fans, and you're talking about the negativity and the pessimism in the fans. I think it is because in Philadelphia, we are never the top dog. Whether it's the 01 Sixers, the 93 Phillies, this year Phillies, we're always the underdog. I mean, Jason Kelsey really hit that.
Yeah.
We're always
underdog, run faster. Yeah,
we never the odds-on favorite. It's never like the Yankees is coming to town.
Well, I can remember what. That's a great exercise. 83. The Sixers with Moses. They were the favorite. The Eagles at some point. What's that?
Even the 04 Eagles, they still ran into the Patriots.
Yeah, no, they were. Yeah, you're right.
They got T.O. and everybody. Still wasn't the favorite. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And you know what? For some reason, I do not remember the 83 Sixers season. I was 8 years old.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, listen.
I cannot remember that.
They were a juggernaut. Like, they were, they got Moses and Doc. Like, they were great. But even those guys, like, the next year, it was a flop.
Yeah, definitely. They lost to New Jersey. I just went back to the history and all that. But, with the Eagles, man, I think people really got to chill out, man. Because, listen, Jalen Hurts is still, with his third year. Devontae Smith and him have worked together. It's their second year. A.J. Brown is his first year here. We got guys that keep. I mean, Eagles are still a work in progress, and they're 9-1. I mean, you always hear the cliches. You got to get better. I mean, this is a team that can truly is going to get better. I mean, from looking at from what I'm seeing. I mean, from what I'm at with it, they got guys in key positions that's in their first and second years. You know what I mean? A quarterback to just really hit his stride. These is a team that really has potential to get better. It's not a cliche. I mean, these guys are barely. I mean, it's really their first year playing as a solid unit like this. This is not like the fourth or fifth year they're rolling out this offense they got. This is in their first year. I mean, and by the time the season is over, I'm really wondering where these guys are going to be with it. You know what I mean? 9-1 is impressive, and Jalen Hurts have took bigger steps. I mean, I'm saying because if this was Andy Reid and Don McNabb, we'd be planting parade routes by now. You know what I mean? But we were playing on where we're going to stand on Broad Street. It was that type of Eagles. The fact that this is a very young team. Jalen Hurts is not the top 5 quarterback draft. You know what I'm saying? And Sirianni is a brand new face. He's not even a name in the league, but he's our coach. I mean, I think that's what makes people so, negative and pessimistic. Yeah, I mean, now we're 9-1, but we definitely are unknown.
Yeah.
We're used to playing from underdog status. I mean, every time we get into something, it's a wild card. It's something the Phillies caught fire this year. You know what I mean? Even though we made all the signings, nobody was saying the Phillies was going to World Series, even though they went there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just think if that we're used to being an underdog, and we take that. You know what I mean? We take that on the chin a lot, and that's I think that's stuck in our memories. That you know what I mean? I guess so.
But there's no reason to overreact, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, all right, like I get it, but let's enjoy. Like there's a way to enjoy sports. You know what I mean? Like we just went through it. Like it's too soon after the Phillies to all of a sudden, turn miserable Mitch.
You know what? When my age is this year in 2022, I mean, I really paid attention to the World Series this year. Really paid attention to every. Other years I was young and I'm out on Saturday night and what's the score at the bar.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it really burnt me out though. I mean, I felt good though. I really felt something like, man, it really burnt me out even though they lost. I said, I never thought I'd take baseball. It's one of my, it's a top sport, but. I really felt the Phillies this year, man.
I know. I'm glad you did, brother. Listen, JoJo, great call as always, buddy. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it. And, yeah, listen, I think, the majority of people, and I think there's a quiet majority, looked on that run with a lot of pride and respect and love and enjoyment. Like, there was a lot. Like, that run meant a lot. And I think it brought people back. That's why I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, and look, how many stories, right? We had our man Jeff win it for Skip, right? How many stories did we hear about somebody who unfortunately passed away last year or earlier this year during the season?
Yes.
Or, even if it was 5 years ago, they just hadn't seen the Phillies in the playoffs for a long time. How special of a run it was for so many people. Like, oh, my grandma would have loved this run. My uncle would have loved this run. My dad would have loved this run. I don't how can we go from that conversation to a week or two later, they should have just lost to the Cardinals, or this team stinks, or this team has a lot that they need to fix? Like, how can we go through all that 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden now we're here?
Yeah.
When really they just need to make a few tweaks, the big tweaks, right? Trey Turner's not a tweak. It's not like you're getting some utility player. You're getting a star. But I don't know how we can have that mindset. A lot of people. And
look, Dombrowski said it. Dombrowski said, look, we're going to go and we know we were close to winning the World Series.
Right.
We're going after it. Like, there was nothing other than, we're going after it. Like, we're going to try to win the World Series.
Like, they know they caught fire, and it was magical that they got to where they got. But they also know that this roster is talented. Right, like the one guy that you're really concerned about is Castellanos. Can he turn things around next year?
Yes.
But this roster's talented.
Yes.
You bring in Turner, you slide Stott to second or vice versa, whoever's at second base. Your only weak bet is Castellanos if he doesn't have a resurgence.
And I got to believe he has something. I mean, if he has as bad a year this year, then that's...
And then Marsh is the other guy. But you could maybe hopefully fix his swing or at least fix his approach at the plate. And he's your 9-hole hitter. It's not like he's middle of the order.
And when they traded for him, I thought he made strides since he got here.
Yeah, he hit close to 300 in the regular season.
I think Kevin Long did a good job with him.
I think the book just got out on this guy can't touch a high fastball. So now you're in the playoffs.
There's always adjustments and everything like that. But listen, I feel good about... Overall, I feel good about the state. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the state of 4 for 4, I feel really good about the Eagles and the Phillies. I mean, I just do. I feel like they're in great hands, and I think they're both going to be good going forward. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm a little worried about the Sixers and how they're constructed and how they're going to fix the when Harden comes back, and how do you fix Tucker, and there's some issues there. So you got to figure that, what's going to happen there. But if they figure it out, there's still talent on this team. Like, it's not, like, I look at it, you still have Embiid, Maxey, Harden, Tobias, right? You still got talent. They got to be able to figure it out. Now, I don't know if this coach can do it or not. I don't know if they need, more to tweak around the deadline or whatever, but they should still figure it out to make some sort of run. And then we talked to Tortorella yesterday, which I got to tell you, I liked what he said. I really did.
First thing I said was after the interview that he blew no smoke. He told you like it is. Like, hey, we got to find out who this team is, find out the players that are going to belong here moving forward, and then make adjustments during some off seasons, draft, trade, free agent signings. I'm glad he was real with us.
And that's all you can ask, because we know that they're devoid of talent.
Yeah, they're just because they start off 7-3.
Yeah,
doesn't mean they're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to still miss the playoffs.
But he said we got to figure out who's here, who deserves to be a flyer. I'm happy about that. Listen, I will say this: I trust the guy's eye that he's going to tell you who should be here, who shouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I can ask for. You're not going to. It's not going to happen overnight. They already tried that, and it's a flop.
Right.
So you
tried that a few times.
Right. Well, now this is the pain. You got to get through the pain. Kevin, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Kevin,
it's Trunis. How are you guys?
Hi, Kev.
It's been a while. I haven't called up to you guys' show since last football season.
Welcome back, Kev.
Man, thank you. You know what? I'm pretty content with where the sports town is right now for different reasons on different teams. But I'm not overreacting to anything. To tell you the truth, when it comes to the Sixers, I'm not stressing myself out about it. I mean, as of right now, unless some things get tweaked or changed, in my mind, that we're not really ready to compete with the Bucks and the Celtics right now as currently constructed. Now I don't know. Maybe some tweaks happen. Maybe they add a guy, change up some stuff before the trade deadline. But as of right now, to me, I just don't think that in the 7-game series right now that we can beat the Bucks right now.
Well, right now, I agree with you. I mean, but when Harden comes back, and I want to say, I will say this. If they don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's a huge disappointment. I'm crushed. In fact, I think they got to get to the finals. You know?
Yeah, and you know what? I'll react then. But
Yeah. I agree.
This season.
Yes.
And as far as the Birds go, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I know I follow a guy on Instagram from my old neighborhood, and he's a Redskins fan. And I must admit, he had a lot of confidence going in. And I remember he asked me before the game, he inboxed me, and he's like, yeah, you guys are going to be 8-1 after tonight. How do you feel about that? And I said, how do I feel about being 8-1? Great. I mean, I don't want to lose. But if you had asked me before the season started, hey, the Eagles are going to go 8-1 in their first 9 games, how would you feel about it? I'll sign me up for that.
I like it, brother. Kevin, that's a great answer by you. Great answer. How do I feel about being 8-1? Great.
Damn it, they're not 9-0.
Great.
Blow it up.
610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Don't forget, we got calls coming up. We have the Vault at about 11:10. We'll have Kevin the Gandhi. You'll hear from Jonathan Gannon later today. You'll hear, we'll have the Geek on for advice, fantasy advice. We got Mike Garafolo from Frigid Green Bay. All kinds of goodies coming up today on this Thursday. Cuz Radio with the Tunis. 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey, let's talk Corporalese, and the Corporalese tomato pie. The Corporalese tomato pie is delicious. Right? In fact, you walk into one of their bakeries and you could smell it in the oven. And you could actually smell like that. The baking bread is a great smell. But then you mix it with the great Roma tomatoes and the olive oil and all the basil. Like, you could smell that, right? And it comes out of the oven and it's steaming off the tomato pie. You see the steam rising. Ah, delicious. Yes, but they have all kinds of great stuff because they have these incredible recipes and fresh ingredients, right, that they've been doing for many, many years at Corporalese Bakery and Deli. In fact, it's since 1924. The Corporalese family has been sharing their family's favorite foods and flavors with their favorite Philadelphia. It's almost 100 years. Hand-carved deli meats and cheeses, fresh baked breads, rolls, cookies, pies, strombolis, you name it. The world-famous tomato pie, though, is the best. Corporalese Bakery and Deli, 3 locations, Norristown, Limerick, and Audubon. And that's where 4 generations of pride go into everything they make. Take yourself back to a better time at Corporalese Bakery and Deli, where nostalgia isn't just a word, it's an ingredient. Learn more at corporalesbakery.com.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers tonight. Amanda Salchunas. This update is brought to you by Lawn and Golf Supply Company. Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville has you covered for snowblowers, generators, riding, and zero-turn mowers. Go to lawn-golf.com for all your outdoor equipment needs. Flyers back in action tonight. They travel to Boston to take on the Bruins. You can listen to that game live right here on The Fanatic. This update is also brought to you by Jefferson Health. You have a lot on your to-do list, but don't overlook the most important item, your health. The steps to take today are your first steps to a healthier tomorrow. Call Jefferson Health at 1-800-JEFF-NOW. That's 1-800-JEFF-NOW.
It's the Cuz, Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Hunter from my friends at FC Kerbeck. My family's been buying trucks and SUVs from Kerbeck for longer than I can remember. Why? Because Kerbeck always has the best selection at the lowest price. period. And then they follow it up with the best service to keep our trucks running like new for years. But if you've been waiting to buy, then now you win, because Kerbeck Buick GMC has 150 factory fresh Buicks and GMC in stock and reduced, from GMC Sierra pickups to Acadias, Terrains, and 2023 Buick Enclaves. Buy GMC Terrains from just $22,990 or lease a brand new 2022 GMC Terrain from $249 per month, 3.9% for 72 months, plus $2,500 on 2022 GMC Sierras. And FC Kerbeck is close to everywhere at the foot of the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. The Kerbeck family has owned and operated this dealership for over 100 years. Kerbeck will also buy your car even if you don't buy one from them. Call 1-8337-KERBECK for full offer details or at KerbeckCars.com. Tell them Hunter sent you.
There is no doubt about it. Philadelphia sports fans bleed for their teams, and they bleed for each other, too. Every time they donate plasma at CSL Plasma Donation Centers. In fact, thousands of Philadelphia area residents have helped people they don't even know by donating plasma at a CSL Plasma Donation Center. Your plasma donations have helped create therapies for patients living with rare and serious diseases, and have enabled us to provide medicines and vaccines to people in over 100 countries around the world. Interested in other ways you can partner with CSL to improve patients' quality of life? Ask about participating in one of our clinical trials or learn more at cslbearingtrials.com. We're proud to be part of this community, proud of our hometown teams, and the people who rally around them and each other. We look forward to meeting you and thanking you in person at events around the city. For all that you do, Philadelphia, we thank you, because together, we're saving lives.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Philadelphia's hometown sportsbook is ready to make this football season one to remember. All season long, you can score at Bet Rivers Sportsbook with free bets, odds boosts, and more. With player props, thousands of game lines, and live in-game betting, Bet Rivers Sportsbook delivers a best-in-class sports betting experience and has an experienced customer service team to back it up. Visit Bet Rivers Sportsbook today and bet this football season with a local trusted team that puts you first. Go to betrivers.com and be a winner. Presented by Rivers Casino Pittsburgh. Must be 21 over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cleaning and repairing a building's wastewater pump system is a job, but someone has to do it, and in Philadelphia, that someone is Pumpman Philly. In fact, Pumpman Philly is #1 in everything related to your building's wastewater system, including #2s, troubleshooting, emergency repairs, maintenance, and system replacement. Trust Pumpman Philly to keep the go in your building's flow. 24/7, 365. Call 833-559-PUMP. That's 833-559-PUMP. PumpmanPhilly.com.
Dell Technologies' Black Friday event has arrived with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 50% off select performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Want to win tickets to a Sixers game? All season long, you can find us about town with Corona, proud beer sponsor of the Philadelphia 76ers. Tomorrow night, join the Fanatics starting at 6:30 p.m. for Sixers pregame action with prize and ticket giveaways at Timeout Sports Bar in Skipback. With delicious food, 22 TVs, shuffleboard, darts, foosball, and more, it's a great place to watch the game with Corona. Corona Light and Corona Premier for $4 during all Sixers games. Timeout Sports Bar in Skipback. For details on Sixers game day action presented by Corona, go to the events page on 97.5thefanatic.com.
Does your truck need more traction? SUV need new shoes? Well, the timing couldn't be better because the annual super sale at CJ's Tire and Automotive is here. Right now, get an incredible deal on hand-cooked Dynapro-like truck tires, designed for durability and traction mile after mile. And with CJ's super low prices, there's no better time to land yourself a new set. Hurry, CJ's super sale ends Wednesday, November 23rd. Get all the details at cjtire.com. CJ's Tire and Automotive. We're ready when you are.
Hey guys, Andrew, now's the perfect time to download FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge. It's America's #1 sports book. New customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That is free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. All you got to do is sign up with promo code Fanatic. I love FanDuel. They offer you all kinds of bets, money line, point spread, and of course the same game parlays. We have Thursday Night Football today. They do the risk-free bet for a Thursday night game, so that's a lot of fun. And of course other sports as well, basketball and hockey. I love the three-point props in the NBA. So much to choose from. And of course, when you win, you get paid fast. It's most important. All in one app that's safe, secure, super easy to use. Just sign up with promo code Fanatic for your no-sweat first bet. That is promo code Fanatic, and make every moment more this season with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. You got to be 21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. Refund issues non-withdrawable free bets that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
$11 a.m. across the Delaware Valley. We got the vault coming up shortly. I'm curious. What's the Tunis thinking today about the vault? What do you got cooking in the vault?
Oh, you'll find out in a couple minutes.
So we also have we are a week out from Thanksgiving. And I heard the Johnny this morning saying he never carved a turkey. He never cut a cake.
What?
He never cut a cake.
That's extremely random. The turkey thing I understand, I guess, but the cake, no.
He never carved one. Can you believe that?
No, the cake thing's weird. The turkey, I mean, I only done it once because we've only hosted once. I mean, I'm still a young lad, so maybe that's part of it. We hosted 1 year in Manioc, but I carved the turkey that year. It's my house, damn it.
Right. I'm going to tell you, I've carved the turkey, not well. I'm bad. I hacked it up pretty bad.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was not good.
You're going to end up cutting it with a knife anyway when you're eating, so who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I see these people and they're beautiful. They go, like they carve that thing like it's an ice sculpture, right? Like it's incredible the way they do it. And the meat just slides in perfect unison, like the diameter of them, like each slice of turkey. Like mine's bad. It's just like it's crooked and the whole thing. But I found it was funny. Johnny the K said, my mother and my wife take it out of the kitchen. Are you like that? Does Christy take it out of her kitchen?
No. I end up cooking more than she does half the time.
Really?
Yeah, well, she's got the crazier hours.
Yeah.
I'm home at 3:30. She's not home till after 6:30. So I usually have dinner almost done.
Wow. I get that. Yeah, I like to cook. We trade. Tam does probably more than that. Well, she definitely does more than I do. But I like it every once in a while. I dive in. Maybe I'm a once-a-week man. Or I'll do the quick pasta.
See, what we do is I do the majority of the cooking, but I'm not doing like these gourmet meals. Because I got the baby going on, so I try to make stuff easy. Whereas when she cooks, she likes to do the hour-long process.
Right.
The sink is filled somehow. She uses every utensil possible.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't.
No, you
No. I'm like, if I cook, there's like
you're very fastidious.
There's 4 or 5 things that you have to clean at the end.
You're very fastidious.
And sometimes I'll clean while cooking.
Yes.
Let's simmer for 5 minutes. Okay, then I might as well clean this thing that I'm not using anymore.
Yeah.
Instead of letting it pile up.
Yeah, very yeah. I appreciate that out of you. You are buttoned up when it comes to the house.
Yes. Well, I've told you I'm very allergic to dust, so I don't like dealing with that. So I try to vacuum often.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're very good at that. Did you see? Speaking of, because we're on this cold weather thing. Did you see the forecast for Buffalo?
Oh, it's gonna be insane.
Now they're talking up to 6 feet of snow.
I saw up to 3, 6.
Now they're saying it could be up to 6 feet of snow. 6 feet. Now, would they cancel it?
No, they can't.
Even Buffalo?
Why? It's part of the game, damn it.
Well, you're having hazard conditions being out. Like, I hope they don't cancel it. But 6 feet of snow. There was my man Jarrett sent me a thing, a post that was like, Singletary's 5'7", Chubb's like 5'9" or whatever, and then you got 6 feet of snow.
Yeah, they'll be hiding under the. They'll make forts.
Yeah, but can you possibly have a game? Like, you got transportation. I wonder what they'll do. Well, remember they canceled the game. That's when they toot the infamous Tuesday night against the Vikings.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
6 feet of. No, listen. I want to see it. Like I want to see that game bad. But I don't know how. How the forecast. What's it going to be like? It could be the greatest snow game ever.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm so excited for it. I want to see it. And by the way, remember, I've told you the story. I missed the Eagles snow game. I was stuck on 95.
That was the shady game.
Yeah, I missed that entire thing, so I kind of want to watch it, even though it does suck it's going up against the Eagles game. So
yeah.
But, we'll make things work.
That game, the reason why that game was so wild is it took everybody by surprise. It was not in the forecast. So, it was like the perfect storm, no pun intended.
Right.
To where the snow was basically, and it just didn't stop.
Yeah, I still remember. It was.
They changed cleats at halftime. It was wild.
We were taking my grandmom home from church, and the woman that normally gave her a ride home was like, "Hey, do you mind just because of the weather that's coming?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure." And all of a sudden, 2 hours went by. We still didn't reach Academy on 95.
Yeah,
missed the entire game.
Yeah.
And all I hear is, "Oh, it was the best game I ever watched in my life." Oh, thanks. I got screwed. Damn it.
Right. I mean, that was. I remember you were going, "Oh my God!" When you were telling me the whole story about being stuck.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
That was wild, man. I still remember that day. I mean, the snow piled up. That was crazy. But this Buffalo thing, it's unbelievable. 6 feet of snow. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember some of the other games. Like the one day, and it was before the championship game.
Right, where they had the shovel.
Against Atlanta in 2004 to get to the Super Bowl, where the storm moved quicker, and it was originally slated to hit the day of the NFC Championship game, but it hit all day that Saturday. It snowed all day Saturday, Tunis, and everybody showed up to the link that Sunday morning as the nor'easter swept through, windy and frigid, and they shoveled the snow. But it was no during the game. 6 feet of snow. What? That's insane.
I can't wait, man.
All right. Let's do our vault. What's inside?
When we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, We had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we have.
Thank you, 97.5.
Thanks for the perfect lead-in.
Thank you, 97.5.
No, Matt, I'm saying it to you. Because today's vault is Mother Nature in games. So thank you. Like, literally every vault is snow in sports or rain in sports and animals and bugs in sports.
You got to be kidding me.
No. So
how are we on that same wavelength all the time?
I don't know. I just figured because there's nothing this day in history, not many big birthdays, no nothing, and so you start going, all right, what else can we find in the vault? Oh, Buffalo's going to have a lot of snow this weekend. Oh, the Eagles once played in a snowy game. Oh, what about other weather games that affected Philadelphia? Oh, what about other crazy things that affected sports? And so that's the vault today. So thank you for that lead-in, and that was not planned by any means. So you just talked about the Eagles snow game. Here's some highlights from it.
I don't know what else could possibly feel like a playoff game. I mean, two teams right in the mix, 27 degrees. And yeah, look at that picture. Snow coming down hard in Philadelphia. And I think this is a lot more snow than people expected in this area, John. Look at it. It's sticking to the eyelashes. That's how thick it is. We got here this morning, and there was nothing on the field. It was clear and a lot warmer, too.
The grass was green when we arrived. It's not green anymore.
For the first time for Philadelphia, but they give to McCoy. Big hole, and the move! McCoy through the snow! Touchdown! A 40-yard jump for McCoy. McCoy sprinting through the line. McCoy! LaShawn McCoy! And we're all tied.
Good crowd right there, Tunis.
4 minutes have been bedlam in Philadelphia in the snow. 57-yard run. So is McCoy. And McCoy with another beautiful move. LaShawn McCoy can't be stopped.
The run of his life.
The Eagles were just trying to quiet the crowd because they were starting to chant Shady, which is McCoy's nickname. 216 yards and 2 touchdowns today on 30 carries.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
216 yards on 30 carries. Are you kidding me?
So we start off with the good. And you mentioned it, how one game was canceled because of the blizzard. And we later heard that we were a nation of wusses.
That's it.
Here's some lowlights from the Joe Webb game.
That's downtown Philadelphia on this 28th night of December. Wow. Beautiful sight. But 48 hours ago, a major snowstorm roared up the eastern seaboard of Philadelphia, one of the cities in the crosshairs. And so on the night after Christmas, there would be no game at Lincoln Financial Field, with the NFL postponing the contest because of public safety concerns. Thus, Sunday Night Football has become football on a Tuesday night. And the Vikings and Eagles will go to work tonight under clear skies and the temperature at 32 degrees.
A natural thing.
They may have won that challenge. 2nd and goal. That knee was down. And that pass to the back of the end zone. The back judge looking, checking. Touchdown is the call to Clay Harbor. Look out. That loses the ball. That's Winfield again. He picks it up, and Winfield is going to race all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. And this place is silent. 2nd down and goal. Webb, Chase, still alive, and Webb will thread his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. And Webb showing a lot of what he did in college, rolling out, buying time, improvising. And here's Peterson again. Puts his head down, and no signal yet. Now there is. Touchdown. Adrian Peterson takes it into the end zone with 6:43 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Tunis! Joe
Yeah, Joe Webb.
Infamy.
That sucked.
I wonder why. I can't remember why. And I remember when Ed said that.
We have become a nation of wusses.
Yeah. He was awesome. I love that. Anyway. What? Trying to remember why we had the snowstorm and why they wound up canceling.
Well, Al just said in the clip that it was a public safety concern. So I guess they're thinking about all the people going to the game.
Well, it's the same thing with that if there's 6 feet of snow in Buffalo. Now, Buffalo is used to that kind of weather.
They're looking forward to it.
See, that's my thing. It's right. Like, you're right. Like, if it's Buffalo, the Bills Mafia is going crazy, right? Like, they're loving it. Like, they wear that as a badge of honor.
Right, exactly.
They'll be out there, if they cancel the game, they would probably freak out.
They're probably just like the NFC Championship game. They're probably going out there to help. Well, they can't till game day, so we'll see how that goes. Speaking of snow, so I'm going to take you back to 1982 when the Patriots began to cheat. This was in the middle of a game where it was snowing, and they allowed the ground crew to plow the snow. But they only did it when the Patriots were on offense. So here's how it sounded during the game.
They have the ball at the 34-yard line. There he goes again.
Now, he's going behind the Dolphin huddle this time.
He works behind the Dolphins, but out front for those Patriots. Well, he knows where his bread is buttered, right? This one will long be remembered by you and I, Bob, and those who've been watching, huh?
The incident unfolded when Patriots head coach Ron Meyer called on an unexpected source to set the wheels in motion for victory. Snowplow driver Mark Henderson, a convicted burglar employed at the stadium on a weekend work furlough program, rode to the rescue and cleared a small area that enabled the Patriots to get a toehold for a field goal.
I was bewildered. I really was bewildered about what was happening out there on the field in front of my eyes. And the magnitude of it never really set in until after he had lined up and kicked the field goal.
Smith comes to the ball. There is the boot. It's flying downfield and it's good. Patriots lead. John Smith puts it through.
I don't know whether to look on that as a good point in my life or a tremendously bad point. I'm sure if you were the other coach on the other sideline, you would say it would be a black mark. But I know one thing. I can live with myself on it, and it wasn't an attempt to deceive or it wasn't an attempt to cheat anybody.
It wasn't an attempt to cheat. Well,
that's exactly what it is.
I mean, listen, you want to tell me it's gamesmanship. All right, I get it. But come on, bro. You can't tell me it's not, at the very least, gamesmanship. Oh, my God.
So this one is not in-game action. It's actually when a game was paused. Unfortunately, I don't have the Philadelphia call of it, but here's the Colorado Rockies network with the tarp.
Get hurt also trying to keep the rain or keep the tarp from blowing away.
Well, Rockies fans are certainly appreciating what those guys are doing.
I don't know if I've ever seen this.
I've never seen it on the big league level.
The minor leagues,
The minor league you will, because you only have about 3 or 4 guys working on the grounds crew. So a lot of times the players will have to go help with the tarp. Never seen it in my 22 years where the opposing ball club comes out to help the grounds crew on the road.
They have security people out there helping. They have, I'm seeing some people from the visiting clubhouse now out there helping. In this day and age of technology, that they would have found a new way to put a tarp on a field. I'll tell you how hard it's raining and how windy it is. We're getting rain in our booth, folks, and there's about a 15-foot overhang.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very difficult for it to, it has to be raining sideways to get in here, and it's coming in pretty good.
How wild is that?
That is wild. I remember watching that.
Yeah, live going. And it was cool, man, because the Phillies came out and they were helping. And
I remember Victorino was the first one that ran out, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, so I have 2 more.
Yeah, I want to hear them.
These are not.
I love this stuff.
This is not weather. This is other bits of Mother Nature. I remember, and I think it was both in Cleveland, the Yankees, the Bugs, and Jabba Chamberlain on the mound.
Dude.
And it was like terrifying. Like I thought the end was coming.
Yeah. Yes.
So here's how it sounds with the bugs all over the field.
Now, I want to know if that's considered to be a foreign substance. But I think even when the home plate umpire uses it, it's okay for everybody.
See, Jabba didn't want to get that stuff on his pitching hands.
That's probably why Lance Diaz was out there to make sure. And so they'll spread the bug spray all around the infield. The umpires.
What a pitch! Here comes Sizemore. Friendly bounce. Not in time. We're tied. He couldn't save that one. And Martinez hit by a pitch. Brilliant in the 7th. Pestered in the 8th.
I think Pestered's a good word. Those bugs have really caused him a little bit of a problem here.
Nearly hit another man. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah,
so he's wild. He's got bugs all over.
Yeah, I couldn't pitch like that either. I mean, all these bugs. And,
Dude,
I hate bugs.
Yeah,
it's my
and they're
neck.
all over him. And then they're trying to, he doesn't want the stuff on his hands. He doesn't want the bug spray.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's hitting batters, throwing wild pitches.
Yeah, no, I don't blame Job. I didn't blame, listen, you want to be out there? Dude, guy, we got the other one, and then we'll talk more bugs, because I was in a bug storm once.
Oh, no. All right, so this was also in Cleveland. It was a game-winning single by the Cleveland squad, known as the Indians at the time. There was birds in center field, and the ball was hit up the middle, and the outfielder for the Royals couldn't see the ball.
Wow, I kind of remember, but I don't remember it. Oh, my God.
And the 1-0 is a line drive base hit center field. Coming around third, DeRosa's going to win the ball game. It got by Crisp. Maybe the birds distracted him. And the Indians win it and take the series 2 out of 3. It's a walk-off win for the Tribe in the bottom of the 10th. On a base hit to center field by Shin-Soo Choo. His first hit in the series, and it's a game winner. I don't know that Chris would have had a shot to throw him out at home plate, Rick, but when he went for the ball, the birds scattered, and it may have distracted him.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a bullet, and there you see up the middle. There's the birds. They fly out of the way. It got a bird. That ball hit the bird, and it went down. It deflected him, so it did. The birds are out here. It hits a bird. He goes down for the count. How about that?
This one's for the birds. And the Indians win it by a final score tonight of 4-3.
Wow.
Hit a bird.
You remember the other guy who hit a bird?
Yeah, so we wanted to grab
Dave Winfield.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Randy Johnson. The Randy Johnson
Yeah, Randy
video,
Johnson, too.
There's no extended videos. It's a spring training game. So
Right.
it's not like nobody really clipped it, which
Yeah.
sucks because I would love to have heard.
Dave Winfield hit a bird, too.
Really?
You know this?
No.
Yeah, go see if that's in the vault,
Yeah,
the
I'm
Dave
sure it
Winfield, because that was amazing, too.
Dude, what's with Cleveland, man? They're sending bugs out.
Dude,
they're sending birds out.
Here's the greatest. AJ on Instagram says, weather vault rules.
Yes.
It does. The weather of Mother Nature. Don't bleep with Mother Nature. On a pecking order, Mother Nature greater than Old Man Winter, right?
Yeah, because she messes around with everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Old Man Winter's just,
It's his time. It's his time to shine right now.
Right.
But Mother Nature, she's a part of it.
Yes.
It's not like she takes the steps to the side.
She controls him. Old Man Winter.
Sounds like my household.
Yeah, mine too. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio Tunis 97.5 The Fanatic. Yeah, I hear you on that one, brother. Because my wife, this kitchen sucks. I hate it.
It stinks.
Stinks. Listen, go to Colonial Marble and Granite, all right? If your wife says the same thing, give your family the perfect holiday gift and spruce up your kitchen and bathroom with help from Colonial Marble and Granite during their Black Friday sale. Listen to this. Colonial's offering their biggest savings of the year. Save 30% off all marble, granite, quartz countertops, 35% off all kitchen cabinetry, 60% off all select exotic stone. And Colonial Sales Pros will help you design your entire project. Visit one of their showrooms or call for a free in-home consultation. They have an incredible design team, and it's headed by Sandra. She's amazing. She met with my wife. They talk about everything from design layout to countertops and cabinetry and flooring. All right? I mean, then you go to that showroom they have at Colonial Marble and Granite. We were just there. It's amazing. I mean, it's like God's art gallery. Incredible stuff. So whether your style is classic, modern, anything in between, Colonial has so many choices. Perfect for your unique taste, her unique taste. Financing, guess what? Colonial Marble and Granite is offering zero money down, 0% on purchases of $19.99 or more for up to 18 months. Don't wait. Sale ends November 28th. Visit one of Colonial Marble and Granite showrooms or online at colonialmarble.net and tell them Cuz sent you.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers in action tonight. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Temple Football. Hey, Philly, don't miss an AAC showdown when Temple Football battles number 22 Cincinnati this Saturday at 4 p.m. at Lincoln Financial Field. Kids tickets on game day are only $10. Visit AlisTix.com. Flyers taking on the Bruins tonight. You'll be able to listen to that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Sixers off one more night. They are back tomorrow when they host the Bucks. This update is also brought to you by Jefferson Health. You have a lot on your to-do list, but don't overlook the most important item, your health. The steps you take today are your first steps to a healthier tomorrow. Call Jefferson Health at 1-800-JEFF-NOW. That's 1-800-JEFF-NOW.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
At T-Mobile, we believe people deserve more without paying more. That's why the new iPhone 14 with its amazing camera is on us, and Apple TV Plus is included.
Wow, it's like expecting a Christmas caroler.
Deck the hall with boughs of holly.
But getting a whole choir.
Deck the hall with boughs of holly.
With an epic horn section, too.
It's the season to be jolly.
It's so cool. I'm capturing it all with the amazing camera on my new iPhone 14.
And at T-Mobile, you also get our price lock guarantee, which means we won't raise the price of your rate plan for talk, text, or data. So what are you waiting for? Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 14 on us with eligible trade-in on our Max plan. And get Apple TV Plus included. Get used to getting even more from T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits plus tax for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credit stop and balance and a required finance agreement is due. Apple TV Plus on us up to $4.99 value. Price lock for rate plan price of current on-network service for eligible lines. Excludes taxes, fees, promos, and third-party services. See T-Mobile.com for details.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Oak Hills Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with ED and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical breakthrough that has helped thousands of men. Our wave technology is backed by 50 clinical studies, including from Cambridge University. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED and turn back the clock in the bedroom, call us now. And not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever heard of it failing. This offer is worth $600, but it's free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 215-302-9999. That's 215-302-9999. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your love life back. Call Oak Hills Medical Clinic now to qualify for this unprecedented offer. 215-302-9999.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuit seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-774-7415. Letter our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-774-7415. That's 800-774-7415. Again, 800-774-7415.
Hey guys, Bob Cooney here. Plan your game days at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia, the ultimate game day watch party headquarters, presented by Bud Light. Catch all the action at Sports and Social or Center Bar with giveaways, contests, and special alumni appearances. Sip on specialty cocktails at the Prime Rib. Try Philly favorites with a twist at Luck Fu, like cheesesteak egg rolls or the Philly Roll. Plus, enjoy $5 Bud Lights every game. Game days at Live, presented by Bud Light. To learn more, visit livecasinophilly.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With more than 75 local businesses, you'll find something for everyone on your gift list at the Berlin Farmers Market. Shop a great selection of toys, sports, jewelry, clothes, video games and electronics, candy and sweets, and so much more, all under one roof. The Berlin Farmers Market is decorated for the holidays and open on Wednesday, November 23rd, Black Friday, Saturday, November 26th, and Sunday the 27th. For hours, info, directions, and more, visit BerlinFarmersMarket.com. Berlin Farmers Market. Shop, eat, enjoy local.
The Philly sports scene is exploding with excitement right now, and the Busch Auto Group is using a winning formula of their own to crush the competition. Not only does the Busch Auto Group's market-based pricing ensure you'll never pay too much for your next pre-owned vehicle, but right now, every pre-owned vehicle purchased at the Busch Auto Group comes with a 1-year maintenance plan. How about that for a Philly special? For full details, visit BuschAutoGroup.com. That's BUSH Autogroup.com today.
Drexel basketball is here. Join fans from across Philly as our men's and women's teams host Division I rivals from around the country, right here on Market Street in the Daskalakis Athletic Center, which we call the DAC. This premier arena is one of the most intimate in the city. Now, we're bringing fans even closer to the action with a new state-of-the-art Jumbotron and a court-shaking audio system designed to make Dragons roar. For tickets, go to drexel.edu/Dragon Tickets. Because game time can't wait.
Tell me, where in the tri-state area can you find a Miller Lite draft for less than $1? There is only one place. Here, I will give you a hint. They make the finest pizza, wings, cheesesteaks, and hoagies in the universe. Did you guess Tonelli's Pizza Pub? Tonelli's food is straight fire, and his price on Miller Lite is insane. Stop at Tonelli's today. 97 cents drafts and $9.75 12-pack cans.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey.
Let's talk about the BetParks app. BetParks Thursday. That's right. Every weekend, BetParks offers special half the spread promo on select college football. And then on Sundays, double the spread promo on select pro football games. You can check out all the details on betparks.com. Listen, tonight we got hoops, right? Pro hoops. You got Brooklyn, and they're a 2-point road dog against Portland. Take the Blazers. You got the Pistons, a 9-point road dog against the Clippers. Take the Pistons plus the points. College basketball, Penn State in action, St. Joe's in action. You got everything. The college football stuff. You got Pro Football Sunday, Birds 6.5. I don't know how to look at that game. I'll have to check out the big brain on Brad, see what he's feeling about that. Check it all out. Don't forget Temple, 17-point dog against Cincinnati. You're playing much better. So you might want to take a look at that with Temple. Anyway, BetParks has all the odds, all the games, all the ways to play it. Your in-game, your props, your mess around with the spreads, anything you want. The BetParks app has you covered. Download it. Go to betparks.com. Got all the details and all the goodies. You got to be 21. You got to be in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, 11:30 across the Delaware Valley. 11 o'clock hours brought to you by Golden Nugget Jewelers. That's where Philly gets engaged. Line today again, 12:30. We will talk to Mike Garafolo. 12:30. We'll talk to the Geek. We'll have you covered with all of your all the great, fantasy stuff, start sit questions, DFS. I mean, you name it. The Geek's got you covered with that. And then at 1 o'clock, Mikey G to talk NFL. I do want to get into a larger NFL discussion today where we go more about around the league. And I also want to talk about the greatest games you've ever witnessed because we've talked about weather, right? And I want to get involved with all those weather conversations. So I see VT Ron, he was at the Snow Bowl. Any of these games that you've seen, because we always do the GOAT list, and today's GOAT list, I would love to talk of what would be the greatest weather games or Mother Nature games ever played. I'd like to compile that one. And my man, the Mad Cune.
Love the Mad Cune.
He said, dude, he goes, my nickname is Old Man Winter.
Ah, it's awesome.
He's got he's great follow on Instagram and Twitter. He's the man.
It's almost eggnog season.
Yes, he's
he's a
Nogsman, right? He has the big white beard. He's cool. He goes, yeah, I'm Old Man Winter, and I call my wife Mother Nature because she rules the roost. She's greater than Old Man Winter. And the Mad Cune knows that.
That's awesome.
And he's a Nogsman. He's a good piece.
What's up, Mother Nation? Works for more than just Nick.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of Nick and the Eagles coaching staff, Jonathan Gannon spoke today. So let's do this. Let's hear what Jonathan Gannon has to say, and if we're going to kind of help him out of the cannon, or do we push him in the cannon with the big stick? The big plunger?
Yeah, let me just say this right off the bat. He's annoying.
Really? All right.
He tries to get it over with.
All right. Let's hear from one Jonathan Gannon.
Oh, boy. Shoot, guys, shoot. Okay, just a quick recap of that game. I do have walkthrough pretty quick, but didn't do enough to win the game on our end, flat out. Let them possess the ball for a good amount of time. Obviously, the entire game, especially the first half. There's some things we got to clean up execution-wise, detail-wise. It starts with me. The amount of plays and the time of possession, I felt like that really hurt our team because we're on the field for a long time. And when you do that, then they have the opportunity to score points. And on the flip side of that, our offense is sitting on the bench, and I don't like that. So gave up 20 points in the first half. You're not going to win many games when you do that. So we got our work ahead of us. Now, what I do like is in the second half, I think we played a little bit better. We executed on some known pass situations, which helped us, which in the first half we really didn't do that. When we had known pass situations on second and third down, we didn't get it to third and in our favor, or even they made some first downs on second down. So, when you do that, the plays are going to get high, the time of possession is going to get out of whack, and they're going to have a chance to score points. So second half, I felt like we cleaned that up and played better. I think we gave up 6 points there in the second half, got off on some third downs and played how we've been playing. But challenge ahead of us, and we got to get cleaned up to put ourselves in a chance, give ourselves a chance to win the game.
In the run game, you gave up 3.1 yards per carry, which if you do that over the course of the year, you're probably going to invest in the league. But they stay on schedule, and as you mentioned, it contributed to time of possession and total number of plays. So I guess I'm just curious where your level of contentment was with your run defense in that game.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we've been working on to get. I think that it should be better. And we have to coach it better, and I got to call the game a little bit better to help our guys out. I don't know the yards per carry and where we are and all that stuff, but if a team's going to run the ball on first and second down, and try to get to third and short, we have to do something to combat that. So that's what we're working on, and that's what we'll do.
That said, there were some third and longs that they converted. Was your focus on the run? Did that prevent you from bracketing McLaren?
On third down?
Or just in general? I mean, I know you had Slade covering him, doing what you did with Jefferson.
Yeah, a little bit. Each game plan's a little different, as far as who you're defending and what plays you have to defend. So I thought we got things that we needed to clean up with the pass game that we got cleaned up. And it's just a little bit better execution and the coaching of the details of those calls.
Jonathan, were there 2 plays where you guys only had 10 players on the field?
There was. That was my fault.
What happened there?
My fault both times.
You say you're working on the run defense, getting better. What are your options at this point? I mean, the personnel is what it is. You're adding Linval Joseph, but schematically too, I don't think anything changed. So what are some options there?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are some things schematically within things that we do and we have that we can use those bullets, so to speak. And it's just, deploying them and using them at the right times, and I can help our guys out a little bit better, calling it a little bit better. And that's going to always come down to within each call, the strength and the stress of each call, the putting our hands on the right people, playing with good pad level fundamentals, that's always, and that's all 11 guys, so it starts with us coaches to make sure the fundamentals, and we are really good at times. It's got to be consistently throughout the game. And I know it's never going to be perfect, but we got to make sure that we're consistent with what we're doing, because run defense is not 1 or 2 guys, it's all 11. And this team that we're about to play, they make the corners tackle, and we got to do a good job with crack replace and tackling backs, and that's how they're winning games right now. So it's all 11 guys, and we got to execute at a high level, just like in everything, situation, pass game, but especially the run game as well, because one guy gets a little bit cut out and another guy thinks he's going to be here and he's not there. It leads to a 6-yard gain instead of a 3-yard gain. So, and that's what you're talking about, the kind of the first and second down, like 3.1, whatever. But when you're playing a game in 3rd and short all day and it's not known pass on 3rd down, it's a hard way to go for us. So we don't want to play like that, and we know that, and we got to get cleaned up.
That said, JG, I imagine Linval's here for a reason. He's got a reputation as being one of the better run stuffers when he was younger. How much does a guy like that make a difference? Jordan's been out of the line.
Yeah, he's a really good player against the run, and then with Marlon getting hurt, we needed to add another piece there. I was with Linval for 4 years. He's a really good player. His attitude's right. His character is great. He practices extremely hard. He's diligent. So, he kind of fits right into what we do and how he wants to play and what he wants to do, and I think it'll help us.
Do you have a sense yet of what kind of shape he's in, how quickly he'll be able to play?
Yeah, in about an hour I will. He's always a guy. This guy, he's 3 or 4 times a day on his own working on that part of his game. He'll always be in shape. I'm not worried about that. Yeah.
John,
maybe I'll run into the huddle and tell him what to do.
There's a stat out there that teams league-wide are averaging 4.5 yards per rush, and you have points that are down. Are you okay with allowing teams to run on you, because ultimately the numbers are down, and you'll take that over what could happen versus the pass?
That's a good question, Jeff. I think you don't want teams to run on you all day. You don't want to do that. So you got to be good against. You got to defend the run and the pass. With saying that, that there's stresses and strengths of each call, and I always talk about the quickest way to give up a lot of points is the ball to go over your head. Now, with saying that, when offenses adjust, we have to adjust too. So, and that's not just like this year. That's in a game. That's each game is a little bit different. How you set up the game plan, that's during the game, what's going on. That's what we talked about Houston, what kind of was going on. So, and you just gotta, it's a constant chess match back and forth. Are they gonna keep doing this or are they not? But, if you win some of like I said, if you win some of those known pass situations that we've been winning at a pretty high clip, the however many plays we played, 80 plays, that goes down to 60, you know what I mean? And you're right where you want to be, and you give up the kind of the points that we've been giving up. So you got to see how the game's kind of going and set it up that way. But what I think it's a good question as far as, schematics right now and who's playing the different spots of quarterbacks and different offenses. Especially ways that defenses are trying to combat certain things. Offenses have adjusted, and then, obviously the defense will have to adjust.
What kind of challenges, obviously you got Jonathan Taylor coming up and everything,
faced down the last couple of weeks. What kind of challenges do you have, like trying to stop him?
Yeah, I mean, every challenge that you'd have with a good running football team. They got a good O-line, and he's one of the premier backs in the league. I was with him. I told our guys a story the first 2 or 3 days of training camp. He broke a run and literally just ran away from all our defensive backfield. The guy's got major gas. He's big, physical. He's got really good vision. So it's like, it's any week, but this week he's presents a different challenge because of his skill set, and we got to do a good job, all 11 of us, to stop him.
As you look at this, did you see signs of this earlier in the season, or just the byproduct of Jordan being absent?
No, I don't think that. I mean, like I said, like Jordan being absent, yeah, he's a really good player, and we like when he's in for us, and he does a good job. I think it's really just how these last couple games have went, how teams are going to try to play us. And that's a correlation to, the other two phases of our team, with our offense and our special teams. So we just got to be ready to combat how people are doing that and don't let our offense. That's why I don't like when our offense is sitting on a bench for 10 minutes, guys. Like I don't even care if you make them kick a field goal, because it's all about points, but we got to get our offense the ball back.
You think?
And that's what we'll work on this week.
Are you comfortable with
Fletcher?
Fletcher?
The most snaps that he's played in 2 years, 70 in this past game. What have you seen out of his play so far, this
He's
season?
been fantastic.
And what's the concern?
Yeah, I don't like that the game got out of, the known pass got the number count out of whack a little bit, and that's why we played that many plays, and then had who we had up for that and how they decided to play us. He played a lot of snaps. So did Hargett. So did all those guys. I don't like that. He's played extremely well. I mean, he's one of our best box defenders that you could ever ask for, and he's super versatile. He's playing good football for us. And when you ask those big guys to play that many snaps, it's hard duty on everybody. So hopefully he'll get his body ready to go for this week, but I do not want to see that again.
Were you okay with CJ matching up with McLaren in the slot, or is that something that they didn't show?
No, they've shown that with that particular call that was the matchup, and we talked about how we can correct that a little bit more, but I was comfortable with the call, and they, hats off to them. They made a good play.
Thank you.
All right, here is Jonathan Gannon. I have to listen. I got to keep it real with you, Tunis. I mean, I appreciated 90% of his answers and his tone.
I just like at the beginning, he was like, "Yeah, I got walkthrough coming up."
Yeah.
He wanted to get it out of the way.
Yeah, without a doubt. But I gotta keep it real. Like he copped to it. He called a horrible game.
Yeah.
And he said he had to do better. And he made the point about, which was my biggest gripe out of that. I had a little debate with John in the morning over this, which is you can't keep your offense on the sidelines for that prolonged period of time. You limit possessions, which limits their effectiveness, which also prevents them from getting into a rhythm.
Yep.
You got to have the ball. You have to have possessions. You just can't look at it and go, well, they went 3 and out. They passed the ball 3 straight times. Yeah, because you know what? You're stuck in between possessions. You got to get a rhythm. Sometimes it doesn't work. Like, you just can't get first downs on demand. You need the ball a couple times to get into a rhythm, get into a flow. That's what needs to happen. And with the defense failing like that had a huge impact on the effectiveness of their offense.
Yeah. And look, did they mention on the broadcast at all that there was 10 guys on the field? I was at the game, so I don't know. Yeah. I didn't really realize that. Did they ever mention it, Joe and Troy?
No, I don't.
Because Tim asked the question. He was just like, "Hey, did you know that there was 2 plays where you only had 10 guys?"
Yeah, nobody mentioned it.
And he took blame for it.
Yeah,
that's all.
No, listen, he coached a woeful game.
Yeah,
he just did. Now there are things that that contribute, and your Jordan Davis is a big deal. That's why they go get Linval Joseph. Now again is the effectiveness of who you had out there. You need another big body. So I do appreciate that he copped to and he took it on the chin. Now the only thing I disagree with him is he keeps to this adage, which I get. The ball goes over your head. That's the quickest way to give up points. Yes, it is. And if you're playing, Brady's and those quarterbacks from the past, like Herbert and Mahomes, the guys that he saw last year, I get it.
Yeah, I also get it if, let's see, Craig James is one of your corners.
Right.
I'm trying to think of the other slop guys they've had the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You have Darius Slay and James Bradbury. And Slay did not have a good game. He didn't have a good game against the Commanders. But still, you have those two corners.
I also would have pressed more.
Carter Johnson.
Because I think when you give a guy that kind of start, sometimes they go by you. I like to have a little more press, but whatever. And I'm with you. And here's the thing. Everything's about context. And you just can't go by, well, this is how we play, because over the long haul, the numbers say this, right? It doesn't take into account who's on their defense, right? Are you going to have trouble scoring, or can you score at will? What's going on there? Because that's going to dictate how I'm going to play out defensively as well, and what kind of calls I'm going to make. There's a lot of factors that go in to a defensive game plan, and watching the way Washington was playing it was begging to be more aggressive. Anytime you're a favorite, like the Eagles were a dramatic favorite in that game, you have to be the guy that dictates the team, that dictates aggressiveness. Anyway, we'll get back to the phone lines. We go 610-632-0975. So I want to get the GOAT 5 for the Philly weather games and the GOAT 5 all-time weather games, all right? So I got to think about this. I'm trying to think about there is a Fog Flyers game. Somebody will remember this. I remember it in the lore. Glenn I think it was in Buffalo, because I remember Glenn talking about being at the game. Way back during their cup time. All right, 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio with the Tunas right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And let's talk about the great Royal Billiards. You see, Royal Billiards has a new showroom. It's in Colmar, and it's open, and it's just tremendous. I mean, absolutely amazing. 515 Bethlehem Pike, Colmar, Pennsylvania. It's the huge showroom. It's bigger. They got everything. But here's the stuff. When you're there, it's the perfect time to go get what you have, which is your man cave status. Pump up your man cave status at Royal Billiard and Recreation. So Audrey's got everything, man. Pool tables, shuffleboard, ping pong, foosball, skee ball, darts, poker tables. I mean, Pac-Man, air hockey. Oh, my God. They have everything. And remember, you're not just buying one of these items. This is something you're creating a memory, you're creating bonds, joy for your family and friends. And they've been doing this for over 40 years. Royal Billiard, they got everything right. All the right products for your home. They'll install them with a smile. Great, great people. Visit the new Royal Billiard showroom, Bethlehem Pike, Colmar, or at royalbilliard.com. Royal Billiard and Recreation, Delaware Valley's ultimate game room store since 1982.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers back tonight. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Pets Plus Natural. With 6 area locations, there's a Pets Plus Natural near you with a dog or cat looking for a forever home. Adopt instead. Visit petsplusnatural.com. The Flyers are back in action tonight when they travel to Boston to take on the Bruins. Flyers 7-6-3 on the year. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. You can listen live right here in the Fanatic. Sixers off yet again. They're back tomorrow when they host the Bucks. Coming up on Cuz Radio, the Geek will answer your fantasy football questions at 12:30. Mike Garafolo joins the show at 1. This update is also brought to you by Wawa. Free Coffee Tuesday for Wawa Rewards members are back. Every Tuesday, Wawa Rewards members get a free any-size coffee. Got to have a Wawa. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Hunter from my friends at FC Kerbeck. My family's been buying trucks and SUVs from Kerbeck for longer than I can remember. Why? Because Kerbeck always has the best selection at the lowest price. period. And then they follow it up with the best service to keep our trucks running like new for years. But if you've been waiting to buy, then now you win, because Kerbeck Buick GMC has 150 factory fresh Buicks and GMC in stock and reduced, from GMC Sierra pickups to Acadias, Terrains, and 2023 Buick Enclaves. Buy GMC Terrains from just $22,990 or lease a brand new 2022 GMC Terrain from $249 per month, 3.9% for 72 months, plus $2,500 on 2022 GMC Sierras. And FC Kerbeck is close to everywhere at the foot of the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. The Kerbeck family has owned and operated this dealership for over 100 years. Kerbeck will also buy your car even if you don't buy one from them. Call 1-8337-KERBECK for full offer details, or at KerbeckCars.com. Tell them Hunter sent you.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast, reliable internet for only $49 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, take advantage of our special holiday offer by December 4th and ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet, customers only. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. And subject to change.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Dan, haven't seen you around the gym. You used to be the strongest guy in Philly.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Well, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean. I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people in Philly to try for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Guys in Philly, text RIP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text RIP to 321-321. That's RIP to 321-321.
Philly Pretzel Factory is now a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. What better way to celebrate than with a giveaway? Philly Pretzel Factory is giving away 25 party trays each week of football season. All you need to do is stop by your favorite Philly Pretzel Factory location, scan the QR code at the register, and sign up for a chance to win. Or visit PhillyPretzelFactory.com to enter. Philly Pretzel Factory, proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, it's John Kincaid. The cold weather is here, and if you're worried that your furnace isn't going to cut it this winter, I want you to check out my friends at H&H Heating and Air Conditioning. You can trust H&H for a thorough system checkup now before the temps drop even lower. H&H's $59 gas furnace tune-up includes a carbon monoxide safety check. You'll have home comfort and peace of mind. If you need a new system, H&H has rebates of up to $1,500 or 0% financing for 18 months for qualified buyers. That's DelcoHVAC.com to schedule your $59 tune-up now at DelcoHVAC.com.
Anticipation is building. The holidays are just around the corner, and at the Home Depot, we can't wait. With Black Friday savings all through November, you can count down to Christmas early with a Santa Countdown Inflatable Special Buy, only $69.98. Or anticipate when friends and family come to visit with an entrance full of LED lights that will welcome them and the holidays with open arms. Get the holiday magic started early. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that AutoTrader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with AutoTrader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on AutoTrader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
Catch Sixers game day action at El Barrio Cantina and Tequila Bar, 1470 Buck Road in Southampton, PA. Enjoy delicious Tex-Mex inspired cuisine with $3 Corona Premier drafts or $3.50 Corona bottles during all Sixer games. For more info, visit them at elbarriocantina.com.
It's time to buy during Jeff D'Ambrosio Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram's biggest 2022 leftover sale in history. If you want it for less, you've got to see Jeff. Visit gojeffauto.com.
Fall is upon us, so it's that time of year again to consider replacing your old, drafty windows and doors before another cold winter season rolls in. Hi, it's Ricky Bowe, and when I need a company to help me with these home projects, I turn to the experts, my good friends at Guida Door and Window. Act now and receive 20% off all windows and doors. Plus, Guida will allow you to start your project today with no money out of pocket and take up to 3 years to pay it off, interest-free, once the job is expertly installed. So you'll be able to start enjoying all the benefits of new, highly energy-efficient windows and doors, including an increased comfort level of your home and lowered monthly energy bills, while taking advantage of 20% savings and having the luxury of paying off your project with 0% interest-free for up to 36 months. But you must act now. This offer is for a limited time only. Restrictions apply. For full details, call Guida today to schedule a free, no-obligation in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
We have become a nation of wusses.
I love it, Eddie. Eddie Rendell. I love the Gov. The Gov used to be on the post-game show. I at least love that. My man. All right. I got a yo.
Because we got a yo.
My man Jay Figs listening to us. He's a mailman. And Clementon, New Jersey. Listens to the show. He said, by the way, tell that Mitch to go scratch. He goes, I like my video games. I need to unwind.
Yeah, I don't get the Mitch.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'll give a yo as well.
Give a yo.
Yo that's near and dear to my heart.
Yo.
But Chris sent this in around 8:40 this morning. He wants to give a yo to all the people who were born prematurely. It is National Preemie Day.
Oh,
so yo to Coop.
Yes.
My little son, and of course everybody else. There was a guy, I forget his name, but I really appreciated him at FanFest. He came up to me, and it was right before the festivities really started. It was when the people started walking in. He goes, Trunis, I just wanted to grab you before it got crazy here. He goes, I was born, I think he said like 2 months premature. Or something like that. And he's like, I just want to let you know, like, look, here I am, everything's good, blah, blah, blah. And so I really appreciate him coming up to me and just let me know his story. So that's cool.
That's awesome.
So, happy National Preemie Day to all the babies out there.
God bless.
Boone little Coop.
God bless. Sags on the text board. How about this one? Bleep Gannon. He gave all those guys coach speak. We know whose fault it is. His. The question is, why didn't he adjust in game? He's a stiff. When I was coaching, it didn't bother me when we gave up a passing TD, but when you're grinding out 3 and 4 yards of carry, it takes the heart out of a defense and keeps your offense on the sidelines. The old ball coach knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. Fletcher Cox said yesterday, I think he spoke, and he was asked about how he was feeling. He said, quote, I feel like bleep. That's another thing. Like, Fletcher Cox has been, I don't remember him speaking this much when Schwartz was the defensive coordinator. Remember, he crushed Gannon a few times last year.
Yeah.
And look, when you're 8-0, you don't hear really anything, but you lose a game, now all of a sudden, but he plays 70 snaps. Like,
That's a lot
that can't
for
happen.
him. That's a lot. We were talking about it. Like, he had a rough day, but a lot of snaps for the man.
Yeah, and maybe he's like that. He's a veteran now.
Yes,
right? So maybe he's taking more of a vocal leadership role, but he's spoken out about Gannon a few times. Maybe not directly, but saying, I feel like crap after being, asked about playing 70 snaps. It's obviously a shot at Gannon.
Yep. All right, real quick, because I want to get to the phone lines, and I want to go over our GOAT list of weather games, both locally and nationally, all time. But speaking of which, I got to give you this. This is from the Cleveland Plain dealer, Mary Kay Cabot, who's covered the league for
long time.
Yeah, she's terrific. Browns and Bills. They're playing the Browns, as you know. She said NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy told her that the NFL is monitoring the blizzard that's expected to dump anywhere between 3 and 6 feet of snow.
God.
All right? The league has been in contact with both clubs. Ford Field in Detroit, where the Bills play 4 days later on Thanksgiving, is a possible site.
They're playing on a short week.
Yeah.
So they can't do Tuesday.
Right. So they could move the game to Detroit, or Philadelphia is in the mix.
Oh.
Yes, there's other locations, including Lincoln Financial Field. Obviously, the Eagles are in Indianapolis.
Now, let me ask you something. Look, they play at the same time, so that stinks. But if they played at different times, would you go?
Yes.
I would love to go see Bills, Browns.
Yes.
I would buy a ticket to go see that.
I would too. And in fact, it brings me up a question that I want to get. I want to ask you if you know, and it really would work with baseball. So I want to ask you this for a second.
All right.
But yes, the National Weather Service has issued lake effect snow warning through Sunday because of the lake effect snow. That's nasty. I've seen that in Chicago. 3 to 6 feet of snow. Remember, it's not a storm as much as it's off the lake.
Right.
So that's where it happens. The heaviest snowfall may come Thursday night into Friday, then Saturday night into Sunday, and it could be crazy, like insane weather. So Ford Field, he goes, and in December 22, after the Metrodome's inflated roof collapsed because of snowfall, that game was moved to Ford Field. Isn't that wild?
That is crazy. All right.
So there you have it. So the game could be in Philadelphia. I would go.
Yeah, I would go.
Would you? Let me ask you a question, because years and years ago, the like college basketball, even the NBA, back in the old days, would do two different teams. Like you would play doubleheaders. And you would play, like there would be like a weird doubleheader that would be like the Sixers and Knicks, and then you'd watch like the Lakers and the whatevers, the back Nuggets. And they would have doubleheaders.
What, in the same arena?
Yeah, and they would do the same thing in college where
the Palestra.
You would have those doubleheaders, like Penn would play, and then, you would have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I would love to sit through one of those. Especially the two different games, like different opponents.
Right.
So four teams. Like,
right.
That's really cool, right? Like obviously I've gone to Phillies doubleheaders before. And it's cool, but you're seeing the same two teams. That'd be pretty awesome if you're seeing you only do that in baseball because you can. You're not going to do that in basketball, but I would do that.
Isn't that incredible?
Football, you couldn't do it because the field gets beat up so much.
But let me ask you a question. Would you switch it up? Now, obviously, the NFL, you're not doing that because the homes are so important. But something like baseball, they do interleague play. Would you, theoretically, you can make it even, but would you play day-night doubleheaders with two different teams?
Yeah, in a heartbeat. And if you do it, like, let's say you did it at a mutual field. I think baseball was very smart in doing the Field of Dreams game. They're stupid for only doing one. And I get that if you do multiple, maybe that takes away from some of the, how cool it is. But, like, it should be at least twice a year.
Right?
Once in May, once in August. And if you did doubleheaders, like, how cool would it be if you had a day game there and then also the night game? The night game's cooler, obviously, with the lights and the corn stalks and all that kind of stuff. But they should do that. There's the double-day field at Cooperstown.
Right.
Like, how cool would that be if
Exactly.
you saw a day-night doubleheader there with two different
But
teams?
I'm saying even in like these like home parks, like would you watch? Because I would. Like say you had the Phillies, and Mets, and then you had the Yankees and the Mariners.
Yeah, I mean, I would go.
Right?
But
Like, see two different teams?
I just wonder if you did mutual field, though. Like, I think that would be cool. Like, remember the Phillies played in Williamsport a couple of years ago? Like, that would be really cool if you, during the Little League World Series, you did a day game and a night game.
I mean, I think that would be fun.
Tyrone seems about it. Hey, go ahead.
You like
I
that,
would even
Ty?
add to it.
What?
I would
What's
do
that?
this in New York. I would have a day game, Phillies Mets, night game, Phillies Yankees, and then the team that plays Yankees in the daytime would then play the Mets at night.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
because you're all in one city. But now you actually end up placing two teams, so you see totally different situations with each team.
Let me ask you this. Would they
That
ever,
would be cool.
They would never do this. I'll say it right now, they'll never do it. But in baseball, the Subway Series, but they actually go to both ballparks.
That'd be awesome.
Like, could you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be
You're
cool.
in Queens and you're in Bronx, one during the day, one at night. Like, that'd be pretty sweet, Mets and Yankees.
Yeah,
There's
you
another
could do the
thing I
same
would
in
do
Chicago.
I would make it to where now that they only have the one bye, they would be the only team to get a home game. Everyone else ends up neutral field to enhance the reward for getting that number one overall seed in your conference.
What, in football?
In football.
Wait a second.
They would never go for that, though.
Say it one more time.
I would make it to where this year, let's say it's the Chiefs and the Eagles, because they be the one seeds. They get home field throughout. I would set up ahead of time. Jerry World would get a game. I would set up stadiums, and everything else would be new. The only one with a home field advantage would be the two teams
accentuate
that won the conference.
Yeah, I don't know though, bro.
They would
I don't
never
think I
go
would.
for that.
I don't
All the
know if I
money they
like
make.
that. I like the theater of the home field.
I think then that to one bye to me is not enough of a reward. And it didn't work out last year for that team being great all regular season.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's interesting.
Because the Rams weren't the one seed.
Yeah.
Well,
And
maybe
neither was
Rodgers was on
Cincinnati.
acid, and that's why
Yeah.
they lost.
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think I do that. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, brother. I do. Baseball's got to fix its advantage too, though, because the bye doesn't work in baseball. The bye, we saw it, right?
No, it was 50-50.
Like the Dodgers, like were probably the best team, right? And then they lose. The Braves, like those teams get rusty when you sit.
But why didn't Houston get rusty? Or the Yankees?
Well, I guess I don't know. I just think baseball's a game you need to play through. But whatever, I get you. It's interesting. All right, let's get to the phones. Got a lot of people on the line. VT Ron, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Ronnie.
My man, Pots and Pans, Judas, what's going on, boys up there? What's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, first of all, I was at that game. I think I told you that before. That's in my top two. I'll tell you right now.
What's that, the Shady game?
The Shady went nuts.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in the link, and and the snow's starting to come down. I said, no big deal. And if you remember, the forecast was just for maybe an inch of snow. And I'm saying to myself, this ain't stopping. And it just kept coming down and coming down and coming down, and it didn't bother Shady one bit, as the vault said. But it was just a crazy, crazy game. But the bad thing was I had to get back to Burlington County on 295, and that was not the best trip ever. So but that game there has to be up there. And yes, there was a fall game in Buffalo where the ice, whatever the conditions were at the time, I think it was the year they beat the Sabres for the Cup. Also in that game, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe somebody else will know, but I think Bob Kelly hit a bat out of the air and
wow, the bat. Yeah, I kind of remember this.
Right? Did he not?
I remember the story of it.
Yeah. Was it the same game? Was it the fall game that they played?
I don't. You know what? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Do you recall those?
I remember that there. You know what? Oh man, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I just that's come to me. I do remember the fall game though. That was the second Cup up in Buffalo. It was the fall game, and again, it had the conditions of the arena. But that snow game was just unbelievable. And the Falcons game was freezing cold. We had a storm, I think, the day before that, where they piled all the snow up in the parking lots, and that Falcons game was just ridiculous because I remember Vic, who put somebody laid the lumber to Vic, and like first or second.
Yes, I don't know, maybe it was Hugh or somebody like that.
Yeah, it was something. Remember, it was a hit, and after that, that was a crazy game too. That was a nice cold game. That was one of the coldest games I ever was at. But anyway, that's
good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, VT Ron. Great stuff. Yeah, that was. I can need details on that Flyer stuff. Let's go to Mike. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Mike.
First time caller, long time listener.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you. All right, so I got a little story. Year's 93. I'm 10 years old. I'm a huge Flyers fan, hockey fan. My aunt got me tickets to see the Kings versus the Flyers. It's in March, blizzard of 93. So my dad had a four-wheel drive pickup. We get in it, drive down to the game. There's nobody on the road. It's there's 2 feet of snow on the highway probably. They're not even plowing. And we get down to the Spectrum, and there's nobody in there. So they make an announcement over the intercom. They say, we're on TV. We're trying to, sit wherever you want. So being a little kid, I went and sat right behind the Kings bench because Gretzky's there, the great one.
Yes.
And I'm kind of fuzzy on when it was in the game, but the wind was so strong, the glass on the top of the Spectrum.
Yes. I remember this. Yes.
Yeah, it was wild.
Wow, that's right. I remember that. That's right. And I do remember. How many people were in the arena in the Spectrum that day?
I don't know. We'd have to look that one up, but maybe a couple thousand.
Right, I could imagine.
Yeah, it was wild. I just remember these guys up on the scaffolding with like a tarp trying to fix this hole in the Spectrum, and my dad being like, "That's never going to work," And
wow,
it was crazy. They ended up calling the game, and I remember coming back later on in the week or something, and sitting up in the nosebleeds. But it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's a good story, Mike. I like that. That's the glass break. That was a big deal. Wow.
Yeah, I think at the time it was like the only hockey game to ever be canceled due to weather, because I guess if the teams are there, they play.
Right. I kind of remember that, where they kind of invited you down. If you can go to the game, get there, you can do it. Yeah. That's wild, man. That's good stuff. Thanks, Mike. You got to call again, buddy.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, brother. David remembers the Flyers, the fog. David. Yo, Dave.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, tell us the story. You remember the fog?
You're going to love this because this is another really small story related to the same series. This was their second Stanley Cup, and in 1975.
Okay.
In Buffalo, and I don't know what happened with their. It was the Stanley Cup was probably May maybe, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was really hot. I don't know what happened with their air conditioner, but a fog formed on the ice, and I mean it was thick. You could not play, and they had players with towels, like pairs of players, one end holding one end of a towel, one holding the other end of a towel, and they were skating around the ice to break up the fog.
Oh my God, that's wild!
Cup Series game. It's just
wow.
In the same series.
That's wild. Oh my God, they were doing that, trying to get out. That's insane.
The players were skating around the ice with towels to break up the fog.
Oh my God.
That's better. In the same series, there was a bat flying around the ice, and one of them, I kid you not, check with Glenn, or Google it, there was a bat flying around, and one of the players killed it with his hockey stick. Knocked it out of the air with a hockey stick.
Oh my God! So he whacked the bat.
He whacked the bat in the same.
Wow, that's wild.
So that's something like I know it's like I know age-wise it wasn't your time, but that's something you got to make sure you know.
That is awesome.
It's not your time. There's certain stories you got to know even if they're not your time.
I agree. You're right about that. Yes.
I don't know if there's any audio on this. Okay.
Let's see if it's in the vault, Judas.
No, there's video. I think it was in 75, so there would be video. No, the next thing I was going to say to you real quick was a suggestion. I'm not sure there's audio of this, but remember, we won a championship. The Eagles did in 49. That wasn't that
right.
In 49, they won one of their two championships. They won back-to-back with Steve Van Buren running for 196 yards, which stayed the record until Shady broke it that day. Wow. And that was in a driving snowstorm in Franklin Field. They won. The Eagles won that game 7-0.
Oh my God! And how what's nuts too? The 60 championship game, right? Well, I remember me. It was moved to Monday because of a snowstorm, right?
Right. And that game that Van Buren played, I believe he actually, it was Franklin Field, and it was back in 49. He actually, I think, got to the game by subway.
Oh my God! How wild is that?
Not everybody was driving.
Right.
Now that didn't happen then.
That's a great story, man. That's amazing.
It was a completely snow-covered field in 49 that we won a championship 7-0 on.
That's cool. Think about that. Championship won 7-0. That's crazy.
Also, that he was such an incredible player, like a Hall of Famer. And he was one of the he was like the GOAT of running backs for years after.
Sure.
Think about that. That record, he got ran from 49 to Shady.
That's amazing. 49 to Shady. That's incredible.
96 yards was, I think, what he had, and then Shady broke it.
That's a great story. David, great stuff, man. Thank you for that. Excellent. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis right here. Don't forget, Geek coming up. So we'll get your calls, too, but Geek is up. So if you need us and you got questions for the Geek, you let us know. You can hit me up at Anthony Lewis Gargano, DM me on Instagram or on Twitter, Anthony L. Gargano, or you get the Tunis at ASalTunis975 on Instagram and Twitter. That's how you reach us. Cuz Radio, Tunis 97.5 The Fanatic. Tunis. Yes.
And it's better than ever. Racing hot rods this year.
The Hess Truck's back. And the Hess Truck's here. The holidays are around the corner. And yes, we're talking toys. And come on, you got to, if there's a niece or a nephew in your life, or you're at your own kids, the Hess Truck's back. And it's better than ever, just like they sing it. The new 2022 Hess flatbed truck comes loaded with 2 hot rods, an action-packed award-winning 3-in-1 racing team combo. The truck and racing hot rod duo has 42 flashing lights, realistic sounds, including truck ignition, horn, and it's only available at HessToyTruck.com. There's free shipping. And yes, 9 Energizer batteries included to make that thing sing. It's a great time. The kids can love it. That's what the spirit of the kids opening up presents and playing with their toys on Christmas doesn't get better than the Hess truck. And this is why I love Hess. They're going to match customer donations to Toys for Tots, bringing Christmas magic to twice as many children in need this holiday. Get yours today at HessToyTruck.com. Hurry, because they sell fast.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers tonight. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this update is brought to you by Martin Law, Philly's original law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com. After having a night of no sports last night for Philadelphia, the Flyers are back in action tonight when they travel to Boston to take on the Bruins. 7 o'clock puck drop. You can listen live right here on the Fanatic. Sixers off still. They're back tomorrow when they host the Milwaukee Bucks. Coming up next, your fantasy football questions will be answered by the Geek. And at 1 o'clock, NFL Network's own Mike Garafolo will join the show. This update is also brought to you by JCPenney. Black Friday deals. The gifts are unreal this weekend. Shop JCPenney for thousands of deals so low, no coupons needed. We got your holiday. That's JCPenney. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cuz. Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
This is Brad Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.5 The Fanatic. Brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the promo code FANATIC when using the DraftKings app.
7-6-3 Flyers on the road to the Boston Bruins, who are 14-2 to start the season with a plus 30 goal differential and an NHL leading 65 goals. Philadelphia, the $2.70 road dog at TD Garden, where the total is 6, shaded to the over. You'll lay $3.30 to win 100 with the Boston Bruins. College basketball, the St. Joe's Hawks at 8.5-point home favorite at Hagan Arena against Albany today. The total 133. In the NFL, the Packers laying 3 at home with the Tennessee Titans. Titans with 4 starters out. Eagles a 7-point favorite of the Colts on Sunday. 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Enter the promo code VSIN at checkout. Receive an additional $30 off. Mike Son at 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, Sixer fans, it's Matt Cord for the Bet Parks app, the official winning partner of your Philadelphia 76ers. The Bet Parks app is fun to use. Build around on what you want right from your phone. It's easy to sign up, great customer service, and faster to win than ever before. Download the Bet Parks app today. The Bet Parks app, the official winning partner of your Philadelphia 76ers.
See website for terms and conditions. Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
SEPTA and the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app have something special for fans all season long. Free rides home from every Birds home game. Fans ride home free from every home game on SEPTA's Broad Street line from NRG Station, courtesy of the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. Free rides begin at halftime of every home game. Join the fun on the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app by downloading now at betparks.com. Free rides and all about the fans from SEPTA and Bet Parks. Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast, reliable internet for only $49 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, take advantage of our special holiday offer by December 4th and ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. EcoBill and AutoPay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. And subject to change.
Don't wait until after Thanksgiving for leftovers because Jeff D'Ambrosio Jeep Chrysler Dodge Ram and Destination Downingtown is having the biggest new 2022 leftover sale in history. Nobody treats you better and sells for less. Jeff needs to sell down hundreds of brand new 2022 vehicles this month. Hundreds of Rams up to $8,000 off. Plus, as low as 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, and 0 down delivers any Ram. Looking for low payments? New Jeeps starting at $199 per month. Luxury, Wagoneer, and Grand Wagoneers up to $4,000 off. And salute to our military. All month, get $1,000 in military rebates on all Wranglers and Gladiators. Get more for your trade or out of any lease way early with Jeff. Get the Jeff D buying experience because Jeff never haggles or hassles over price. When other dealers say no, Jeff always says yes. Call 610-269-9500 or go jeffauto.com. If you want it for less, you gotta see Jeff. Black Friday sales event.
Outside, the temperature is falling. But inside, it's all warm vibes. With our favorite toasts and traditions at Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Sidecars and sweaters. Fireball and fireplaces. Save $5 on Stoli Vodka and $3 on Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, both in 1.75-liter bottles. Offers end November 27th, 2022. Please enjoy responsibly.
Fall is the in-between season. In between summer and winter. In between flip-flops and puffy parkas. And in between soaring heat and frigid cold. Which makes it the perfect season to upgrade your comfort with special financing offers and rebates on a new high-efficiency heating and cooling system from Trane. Including a whole-house air filtration system to keep the air you breathe clean and safe. Visit Trane.com to find an independent Delaware Valley Trane comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a Trane. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
Hi, it's Kincaid for Landis Block and Concrete. We had a vision, we had a plan, and Landis Block helped us execute it. They've got a beautiful showroom in Souderton, Pennsylvania. We chose the most gorgeous materials, and we have now created our beautiful own jaw-dropping outdoor paradise. You know you want one. You know you've got a plan in your head. Go visit landisbc.com and get some ideas in their beautiful gallery. Then call them. Landis Block. jaw-dropping outdoor paradises.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? We could romance the legal copy. It never gets the attention it deserves. And some lawyer worked real hard on it. So take it away, lawyer.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Now that was some beautiful legal. Well done, lawyer. Well done.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now because game day is so close you can almost taste it. Football watching. Better with Pepsi.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. All right, let's talk about NJ Diet. Yes, did you know? Because, I tell you about NJ Diet all the time because, obviously we want to feel better and look better. But one of the other things is your health because losing weight can have such a positive effect on your overall health. I mean, your numbers go down. I mean, it's got all kinds of benefits when you get to NJ Diet that can help you long range and inside you, just beyond just how you feel. It also, when we talk about NJ Diet, can help with testosterone. Yes, it's so crazy, but it's true that when you lose weight, your testosterone levels increase, and that can resolve stuff like ED and low libido and all kinds of things. With NJ Diet, it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually 20 to 40 plus pounds. Weight loss is contractually guaranteed. NJ Diet uses your hair, saliva, and blood work to personalize natural formulas and supplements where the side effect is weight loss. Yes, lose 20 to 40 plus pounds guaranteed. NJ Diet is all natural. No shots, no hormones, no counting points, no prepackaged foods. Ew, no surgery. Schedule an initial consult at one of their convenient locations, Cherry Hill, King of Prussia, Newark, Delaware, or from the comfort of your home with live online video consultations. No matter how much weight you need to lose, NJ Diet is for you. Don't wait for your doctor to give you bad news and try to figure it out. Stay ahead of your health by calling 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET. Go to NJDiet.com. Lose the weight for good.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
12:30, and you know what that means on a Thursday. Fantasy time. So sit tight because we got all kinds of fantasy issues that's getting serious. I walked in the other day, and the Tunis was all ready to go with some fantasy action. Who did you add to the roster?
The great Cole Kmet, because unfortunately Dallas Goedert went down. But I thought Kmet would be a nice move. I know he's questionable right now, but that's been Justin Fields' guy. So let's see. And because of the Geek, I have Fields on the team. The Geek mentioned Fields a couple weeks ago, and now all of a sudden the 1-5 squad is 5-5.
Well, that's the thing. You see, the Geek knows all. You know, the Geek is the man, all right? And even Danny, my buddy Danny goes, tell the Geek he killed me with Ellinger. I go, dude, first of all, the Geek is there with all kinds of information for you, free of charge, and he nails it 95% of the time, including that Justin Fields.
Exactly.
You should be thanking the Geek. No ball breaking when it comes to my man, Geekus. Geekus Aurelius, good afternoon.
You know, let me tell you, if you picked up Justin Fields, you're winning your league. That's what's happening. You're winning your games. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, buddy? You good? Everything good?
Oh my gosh, incredible! We are in week 11. Essentially 4 more weeks until the fantasy playoffs. And, you know, it's time to get your team prepared. I love hearing that Chune's got that team now in the race, right? 5-5 and worried. But now we're all worried about our tight ends. You want to know why? No one has a tight end.
No
you
one.
don't have one. Your league mate, the guys you're playing against, there's only one guy in your league who's like, I got Kelsey. Ha, ha, ha. Right? Everybody else is gone. I don't have a tight end. Don't worry too much about the tight end, but I do like Cole Kmet, and what a great pickup there as well. You know, one thing I've noticed about what teams do, and I want to mention a player that's playing tonight on this note, is what teams do is when they find something that's working, they just keep going back to it. And so with the Bears, they kind of found that red zone role for Cole Kmet, and it's working, so they keep going back to it, scoring touchdowns. You know who else found something last week that worked?
Who?
The Packers. The Packers.
Christian Watson.
Yes, right? Christian Watson out of nowhere, 4 receptions, 3 touchdowns.
And he held on to the ball. He would have had another one. He dropped the one. You know what? That's a great call, man. Great call. Because if he holds on to the ball from now on, you know, Garage is going to go back to you.
He will. Listen, there are issues. My issue with Christian Watson, the talent, his metrics coming out of college were Calvin Johnson-esque.
Yeah.
Some of the best metrics ever measured. But the problem is those type of guys with crazy metrics, they do get hurt a lot. Like, I don't know why that happens, but it seems to be a thing. This guy has been one of the most injury-prone, rookies we've ever kind of seen. You just breathe on him, and he's got a concussion, right? But he finally made it through a game and looked amazing doing it. This is the first game I think he made it through start to finish. So, 90% of the snaps, he's out there the whole time. I like him. If he's on your team, you can start him tonight. So that is one of those things. Teams just go back to what's working like that. You can kind of trust it a little bit and just go right back to it. But, the injury risk is real.
Is that now will everybody jump on him now tonight for the for your showdown?
Oh, yeah. He's a definite potential captain. So if you're playing the showdown tonight, for example, of course, Lazard is in that mix, but Christian Watson's a really good captain choice. And it's a weird showdown because after you get past Derrick Henry on the Titans, I can't even find any players that are kind of worth anything. It's a little weird on the Titans side in terms of pass catchers and all of that. But, Westbrook Akine broke out last week. Maybe that'll happen again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do have some overall advice for everybody as we are chasing down the playoffs, though, in your fantasy football league.
You always come prepped.
Listen, I prepare. This is an important. It's important to me that the listeners do well when they're winning leagues.
A salud, Geekus Aurelius.
So here we go. We're 4 weeks from the playoffs. So 2 things I want everybody to be aware of. Number 1, this is a weird year where week 14 there are 6 teams on bye. And for a lot of us, week 14 is going to be that week where you're trying to squeak your way into the playoffs. Everybody's on the edge, right? And so just be careful. Be aware that, the Packers, Falcons, Colts, Saints, and Commanders are all on bye. So if you're kind of relying on players from those teams, start to adjust your bench to be prepared for that potential bye week. Not too many. That's not Jonathan Taylor will be out. I mean, it's not
that's good advice. That's really good advice. Yeah.
Got to be aware of who's out. And the other thing I wanted to sort of share before we get into like who we like this week is, again, we're to the point where we don't really need depth players. You want upside players on your bench. So the first thing I'm looking to do right now is combine like a starter on my team and one of my depth guys who I think is good but not great for a better starter. So I'm eliminating the depth on my team to try to add elite players. And let me think of how I might do that. So I'm going to try to kind of throw some names out there. Like if you have like a Lazard and an Olave, for example, and you can combine them and trade up for, let's say, someone like Jalen Waddle. A little bit better than,
yes.
It's like a little, you get a little
next
upgrade.
tier above, yes.
Yeah. By the way, and the guy that you're trading with is happy because he needed a second to start. So those type of trade, and you don't have to be greedy, and you don't have to be evil about it.
Right.
The other person, players they're happy to get. They're like, oh yeah,
that's good. That's a good karma trade.
Yeah. Good karma, helps you, helps them.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to make a run for a job, I play fantasy football to win. I'm not in there to get in the playoffs.
Right.
I'm trying to take down first place, and the way you do that is high level studs. Powering your team. A.J. Brown, Eagles hero, powering your team to victory. Or Justin Fields. By the way, Justin Fields, that pickup, I just want to go back to it. That will be the pickup that wins Tune, that league, and others who were listening when we talked about it, like that is going to be the pickup of the year. There is no doubt that a quarterback that was kind of an afterthought now putting up 30s and 40s every week is going to power whoever picked him up. Like the story of the season is going to be Justin Fields.
Yeah. New darling. We know we love our fantasy darlings. He's become a fan favorite because he's going to help a lot of people, Justin Fields. Yep.
He runs.
Yeah.
You know, he's bigger. He's significantly bigger than Lamar Jackson. Like he's got real potential. Like I said, it very much reminds me of year 2 Lamar, year 1 Jalen Hurts, where they really weren't messing around. And actually the other person I thought of for him was rookie year Robert Griffin, who, you know, scary comparison, but where the team just basically said, look for your first option, and if it's not there, just take off. You know, don't mess around. Don't stand back there.
Yeah.
Just go. And it's working. I love it. I've got one more little point to make here before we get into some of the sit starts, but a couple of names that you might want to get on your team right now. One of my favorites is Keontae Ingram from the Cardinals. And this one is really just about, you know, they got rid of Eno Benjamin. I don't know if you heard the story of what went on there, but, you know, player starts whining, and they're like, you're gone. Get out of here. So, you know, a little punitive, little message sent to the team there. But that leaves Keontae Ingram is the only backup, really, for James Conner. James Conner's an injury guy. He gets hurt. So I want to have Keontae Ingram on my bench. If Isaiah Pacheco is available in your league, he got 100% of the rushes for the Chiefs last week.
And we told you this before the season began, that at some point Pacheco would see major volume in Kansas City.
You know what's funny? I don't want to take my victory lap on that one yet because he hasn't actually had a good game. But the victory lap is exactly what you just said. We said before, when we came on the show, I said, hey, when you're drafting, kind of pick the lap. I think he's going to take over as a starter. It hasn't led to helping anybody with a league yet, but hey, there's still a few weeks left, and it would not shock me if Isaiah Pacheco is another one of those names that for the last quarter of the season, people talk about him. Like a couple of years ago, it was Darrell Williams on the same team that led your team to a championship, and it was like, where's this guy? Where are you coming from? There's always somebody like that. There's always someone. Could it be Pacheco? Maybe.
I like it. Tunis, before I get to all the listeners, do you have anything personally you would like to ask the geek? Because you're in this big league with Mrs. Tunis, and you're trying to edge Mrs. Tunis out.
I finally surpassed her in the standings, which is huge.
Yes.
I'm pretty good. I mean, my only question is flex. Do I go with Jamal Williams and hope that he gets a tutty, or do I go with Allen Robinson now that Cooper Kupp's out?
Man, isn't that a gross choice to have to make? I am not. I think it's Allen Robinson here. I think, Cooper Kupp is out, and that, it was a very, for me and a lot of my fantasy teams, that, my strategy this year was definitely to get those early wide receivers, thinking they don't get hurt that often. And, of course, Kupp and Jamar Chase really gone. So that was brutal. But, I think Allen Robinson has to get more targets now. So I feel better about him. Jamal Williams, I mean, Swift doesn't even have a Q tag anymore. I don't understand what's going on with the Lions, but I think they're just going to shock us, and all of a sudden Swift will get 20 touches in a game, and you're going to be like, what happened there? I'm like, oh, he's fine. So that was one of the most mysterious situations in the NFL right now. I'd rather kind of probably take my chances with Allen Robinson.
All right. Now you ready? Jared has a question. He goes, listen, tell the geek I picked up McBride at tight end because he had Goddard, right? Yeah. And Goddard was such a huge loss. He picks up McBride. Anybody else out there that he should get?
Tyler Conklin from the Jets might be floating around. If he's out there, you could pick him up. It's really gross. I mean, Jack Stoll.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, I mean, you just kind of got to hope for the best. I think with Isaiah Likely, I think Andrews comes back this week, so you can't really use Isaiah Likely. Juwan Johnson, is he out there on your league? Maybe try him. He's TE 13 on the season right now. The tight end position has been absolutely brutal. But, I mean, the best thing I could say is the good news is, again, your opponent probably doesn't have a very good tight end either, so you're probably both in the same boat.
All right, Mike Schwartz says this. with Cup out, Van Jefferson or Skowronek, full PPR league?
Yeah, I'm going Van there. I think Van Jefferson has a chance here to break out. I think he's a legitimate, talented NFL
Yeah,
player.
I agree.
So, yeah, I'm
like
going
Van
with
Jefferson.
Van. Yeah, Skowronek is just a guy. He's just a guy out there.
Yeah.
He's just a body.
All right. Vince McMahon says Tua is on a bye. Need a quarterback for this week. Thinking either Mariota or Zach Wilson. Any suggestions?
Oh man, anyone but those two. If I'm forced to choose, Zach Wilson against the Patriots. No, I would rather go with Mariota with that one. But look up some other choices. Even Tannehill. It's so horrible, but Tannehill.
Ew. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Heineke, terrible. Those are really rough choices. I have nothing to say to that.
All right. Brandon Irving says Nico Collins, James Robinson, or Judy if he plays.
Yeah, it's Judy if he plays, then James Robinson next.
Okay.
So, not that first guy.
All right. Eddie says, I need two of these. Tyler Boyd, Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson. He's 7-2 going for the throat this week.
I love it, man. You got to. So it's for me. This one is Christian Watson for sure. Listen, I'm taking my chances, but be aware that he could get hurt and ruin everything. Right? We're not a doctor here. So it's Christian Watson and Tyler Boyd. We're going to leave Deontay on the bench.
All right. Ryan says, I'm taking on Water at wide receiver. Duvernay, Hardman, or Tony at WR2 this week?
Yeah, I love this question. That's my boy Tony's going to do it again. And it's going to feel good. It's going to feel good. I promise you.
I like it.
Go back to Tony.
I like it. Oh, man. Louise says, can you ask Geek two of these four? Sutton, Watson, Tony, or Slayton?
How many are we picking?
You got to pick two of these four. Sutton, Watson, Tony, Slayton.
Wow. I got to go back to Tony here. And if Judy's out again, I think you go right back to Sutton. I love Watson too. Watson and Tony are so close for me.
Okay.
It's basically the same play. So I'm gonna kind of. But the matchup is so good for Watson tonight. I'm going with it. Watson.
All right. Tony.
Yeah, I'm going with Watson over and Tony.
All right. Adam says London or Wandale in the flex.
Go with London right there. No, Wandale has not, he hasn't done it.
Yeah.
He hasn't done it.
Dan Double J says this. Pick two at the tight end spot. Njoku or Schultz. And at the flex, Palmer or Deontay Foreman or Pacheco.
Ooh, okay. Well, Schultz for me at tight end.
All right.
Schultz is by the way, if Schultz is available, go get him.
Get him, yeah.
What were the flex?
Palmer, Johnston, Foreman, or Pacheco?
These are pretty good choices. I'm going to go here with Palmer, under the assumption that all of the other wide receivers are once again going to be out. No Williams, no Keenan Allen. Go back to Palmer there.
All right, Matt said Pacheco or A.J. Dillon?
Ooh, man. I think you got to go Pacheco here. And I'm going to give you a matchup-based reason. Pacheco, one of the easiest matchups for running backs on the board, whereas you don't want to run at the strength of that Titans defense, which is their front seven. So I really don't like A.J. Dillon here unless in-game Aaron Jones. I'm not counting on an in-game injury. So as crazy as this is, you go with Pacheco there.
All right.
These are the worst team against the run in the league.
Tom asks you, would the Geek trade Mixon and Murray for Fields and Pierce?
Mixon and Murray for Fields and Pierce. You know what?
Yes. Yeah, right? Yes, Tom. Make the trade.
Get Murray off your team. Sell Murray now. Get him off. You do not want this kid for the rest of the season. The minute you see a Q tag on a player like Kyler Murray, it's all over for his fantasy production. It's going to be brutal.
Especially now that Call of Duty's out.
Yes.
Yeah. Even worse. Right? He's not chilling. So, but you get the idea. he is terrible if he can't run around. He is not a pocket quarterback at all, and you want him off your team, but he still has name brand recognition, which is why you can make that trade. Do it now.
All right, Jake says Peoples-Jones, Paris Campbell, or Najee as his flex.
Ooh, man, they're all bad matchups, right? I'm going to go with Peoples-Jones. Actually, you know what? Let me take a look at the Pittsburgh matchup real quick. And where are they? Cincinnati. Man, that's a bad matchup, too. Yeah, actually, I think you want to go Najee there. I don't like those wide receivers. It's bad matchups. Really good cornerback play going against both of those guys.
John wants to know Lamar or Fields this week.
You know my answer already.
Wow.
It's always Fields.
Always Fields. Don't even matter. It's Lamar.
No, Fields is now a better play.
Wow, look at that.
There is only one quarterback or two. The only two quarterbacks that you're discussing ahead of Fields at this point are Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. That's it. Fields is number 3. Rest of the season.
Okay. All right, real quick, I got a couple more, and then we got to go. And then you got to tell me about the Sharp app real quick. Eric wants to know Cordell Patterson or Najee Harris.
I'm going Cordero there. Yeah.
And because of the snow, Josh Allen or Cousins?
Yeah, this thing about the snow, play Josh Allen. Are you crazy? Yeah, play Josh Allen. What's snow? Football players care about snow. You ever go outside playing in the snow?
All right. Spizzo says, what do you think about that Greg Dulcich from Denver?
Listen, I'm going to give you a DFS thought, like daily fantasy thought on Greg Dulcich, right? For some weird reason, the entire daily fantasy community thinks this guy is gold, and they keep playing him in Chad, like all these games with high ownership. Like, what are you, nuts? What are you, crazy?
What are you, nuts?
Yeah, what are they, crazy? Last week was one of my best weeks ever because everybody played Dulcich. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you playing Dulcich? Do you guys not see Dalton Schultz as the same salary as Dulcich? No one cares? No one cares but me? Okay.
Phil says, Gabe Davis, Olave, or Devontae Smith?
Man, you got to go Olave there. Yeah. Love Devontae. You know that. Love my Eagles. But Olave is getting 10 targets this week, and Smith is usually going to get you 5 or 6. So you got to go Olave there.
All right. That's great advice, Geekus Aurelius. Tell us about the Sharp app, please.
I'm going to tell you my newest feature. So we actually just added a new feature. Everybody loves our top props and our player prop models in general. That's like the biggest thing and the biggest reason people grab the Sharp app. Listen, I think it should be for me and the content and, a video of me talking about the games, but they love the top props content. And what we just did was we just upgraded the system so that we're not only showing the EV or the expected value for each bet, but we also we have a star rating system for potential plays. So when we identify a prop play that's really, really attractive relative to what the sports books are putting out on their number, we give it that's a 5-star play. So you can now just really quickly scroll through our top props tool and identify the best player props, either take individually and just with stars. Like, we simplified it. Hey, 5-star play, best you can get, 4-star, 3-star. So we're kind of bringing in.
I like your stars. Your star system is great. Yeah.
Makes it easy to use. You just look at it quickly.
Just go stars. Yeah.
4-star play.
Star.
We are, those.
You're a star, Keith.
You're the best, cuz I appreciate you guys even having me on. I really do. You have no idea. But, what we've done is we've taken the DFS Army models that we've built over all of these years and perfected, and we're now applying them against the sports books player prop numbers so that we can quickly identify where the best spots are. And it just makes life really easy. It makes it really quick. And also you can use it for your fantasy football decisions.
I love it. I love it. Download the Sharp app, man. It's awesome. Get it in your Google Play and, of course, your iTunes. He is the geek. Geekus Aurelius. We love you, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Here he is. Check it in. Fantasy football guru. Got a big hour ahead. Don't go anywhere. Cuz Radio Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic. Is your car's warning bell dinging? Ding, ding. Is that check engine light on? Oh, my God. Mine was like a Christmas house with all the lights on. Ooh. That ding or that light can mean a number of things. Something as simple as a loose gas cap or something much more serious may need attention right away. You find out at your local Meineke. I chose Meineke. Well, my Jeep was acting up on me, and they have a great checkpoint system. They text you, this is with the issues. Like, you need more tires. You need to change your tires. You got dry rot. That was a true story with me. You got all kinds of other things going on in this thing. So you got to make sure that you get to know Meineke. And right now, when you do, save $10 when you spend $50. Save $20 when you spend $150. Save $50 when you spend $400. Bad brakes got you breaking your personal square jaw record. Give your brakes and your budget a break with 50% off brake pads and shoes at your local Meineke Car Care Center. Meineke for tires and brakes and batteries and exhaust and you name it. Meineke doing car care right.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers tonight. I'm Andrew Salchunas. This update is brought to you by Timeout on Pine. Don't miss Jamie Lynch, Bob Cooney, and Pat Egan before every away game live from Timeout on Pine this football season. Visit timeoutpa.com for details. Flyers back tonight. Puck drop at 7. You can listen live right here in the Fanatic. This update is also brought to you by teethkeepers.com. Dental and vision plans for everyone starting at under $8 a month at teethkeepers.com. Go to teethkeepers.com and enroll today.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
No firm in Philly has been helping injured workers longer than Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation at paworkinjury.com. With offices in Center City, Bristol, Malvern, Allentown, Reading, Sunbury, and Harrisburg, our attorneys are ready to listen and get you the justice you deserve. When you or a loved one is hurt on the job, you deserve the best. A firm that has been around longer than any other. paworkinjury.com. Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers.
Hey guys, Bob Cooney here, and imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite table games and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I love to explore the daily and weekly promotions. I play with live dealers, and if I ever have a question, well, the best-in-class customer support team helps me 24/7. Sign up for FanDuel Casino with promo code BOB today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code BOB.
21 plus and present in PA, must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
Hey, it's Hunter from my friends at FC Kerbeck. My family's been buying trucks and SUVs from Kerbeck for longer than I can remember. Why? Because Kerbeck always has the best selection at the lowest price. Period. And then they follow it up with the best service to keep our trucks running like new for years. But if you've been waiting to buy, then now you win, because Kerbeck Buick GMC has 150 factory fresh Buicks and GMC in stock and reduced, from GMC Sierra pickups to Acadias, Terrains, and 2023 Buick Enclaves. Buy GMC Terrains from just $22,990 or lease a brand new 2022 GMC Terrain from $249 per month, 3.9% for 72 months, plus $2,500 on 2022 GMC Sierras. And FC Kerbeck is close to everywhere at the foot of the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. The Kerbeck family has owned and operated this dealership for over 100 years. Kerbeck will also buy your car even if you don't buy one from them. Call 1-8337-KERBECK for full offer details or at KerbeckCars.com. Tell them Hunter sent you.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast, reliable internet for only $49 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, take advantage of our special holiday offer by December 4th and ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. And subject to change.
Deep in the bowels of your building's basement, the wastewater pump system handles everything that comes from the bowels of your building's workers. Who can you trust to make sure that wastewater flows from your building to the city's water treatment facility? Pumpman Philly, the experts in wastewater system troubleshooting, emergency repairs, maintenance, and replacement. When your pumps go down, don't crap your pants. Call Pumpman Philly at 833-559-PUMP. 833-559-PUMP. PumpmanPhilly.com.
Philly Pretzel Factory is now a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. What better way to celebrate than with a giveaway? Philly Pretzel Factory is giving away 25 party trays each week of football season. All you need to do is stop by your favorite Philly Pretzel Factory location, scan the QR code at the register, and sign up for a chance to win. Or visit PhillyPretzelFactory.com to enter. Philly Pretzel Factory, proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Black Friday deals. The gifts are unreal.
Shop JCPenney for thousands of deals so low, no coupons needed. This weekend, save up to 50% on kitchen electrics from brands like Keurig and Cuisinart. Say yes, please, to diamonds and gemstones, now $19.99 each. And bundle up the fam in coats, starting at $14.99. We got your holiday.
Black Friday deals. Shop, JCPenney.
Offers valid on select items 11/18 through 11/20. Excluded from coupons. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Hey, it's Cuz. Score the biggest savings of the year during Colonial Marble and Granite's Black Friday Super Sale. Save 30% off all stone kitchen countertops, 35% off all kitchen cabinetry, plus 60% off select exotic stone. Get zero money down, 0% financing on purchases of $19.99 or more. Get that kitchen and bathroom of your dreams. Stop into one of their area showrooms or at colonialmarble.net and tell them Cuz sent you.
What's up, guys? It's Andrew. When you sit down to watch a Sixers game, or whether you're at the game or the Wells Fargo Center, you're at home, your favorite sports bar, well, there's one beer to choose from, okay? One. And that's Corona. Corona Light, Corona Premier. There's so many options that you have. And they're the proud beer sponsor of the Philadelphia 76ers. If you want to win tickets to a game, you can find us about town all season long. I've already gone to a couple of great spots. I know Jen was out last week. Well, tomorrow night, you get to join Connor Thomas and the Fanatic crew starting at 6:30 before the Sixers take on Milwaukee. It's a huge game, and it's at Timeout Sports Bar in Skipback. Win cool prizes, including those Sixers tickets to a game later on this season. Delicious food, 22 TVs, shuffleboard, darts, foosball, a whole lot more. It is a great place for game day action. Plus, you get to enjoy Corona Light, Corona Premier for just $4 during all Sixers games. That's a great deal. Timeout Sports Bar and Skip Back for details on Sixers game day action with 97.5 The Fanatic, presented by Corona. Go to the events page on 97.5thefanatic.com.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
One o'clock across the Delaware Valley. Cuz Radio, Tunis. Hello, Tunis. Right here on 97.5 The Fanatic as we hang out another hour to hang with you guys. We'll get back to the weather gods and the weather games and everything else shortly. But joining us for a trip around the NFL. Always fun to talk to one of our hometown heroes. He's done so well for himself for the NFL Network, the lead NFL reporter, and I believe he's in Green Bay because he is the man of Thursday Night Football. Let's say hello to Mike Garafolo on the Comcast Business Hotline. Mikey G.
Yes, it's snowing right now.
Is it really? I love it.
Yeah, not too bad. It's not going to be, it won't be it won't be snowing later. It's just a light dusting right now, but it's definitely going to be cold.
Well, so no snow tonight. I don't know what it is about. It's so, I guess, elemental, but I love snow and football. It's the greatest mix ever.
You're not alone on that. I mean, that's a.
Why do we love it? Well, why is that?
Why is that?
What's the psychology behind that? There has to be a psychology behind it.
It's the elements. You know, I say this all the time when I'm on the sideline for one of these cold weather games. Is I'm standing there just talking about football, and by the time I'm done with my pregame hits, you know, the last thing I want to do is run into another grown human being. And these guys do. I every time I'm out there, I'm like, I have no idea how they're doing this. And I'm going to say the same thing to myself tonight as I'm walking off the field in my long johns, freezing to death. You know, they got the heated benches and they got the hand warmers. But it's still, you get on a long drive, you're out there in the cold. Now you got to slam into Derrick Henry.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know how you do that.
How about those do the best where they're like back in the day guys, right? Where, yeah, like in Minnesota before the Dome. You see the video from those dudes? And, like, there's no technology either. Metropolitan Stadium.
When the Vikings played outside for those couple of years while the new stadium was being built, they played in some really frigid temperatures. And you're like, how are they doing this, man? And how did they do this back in the day before, they had a dome?
Yeah, man. That was, like, incredible. All right, I'm going to ask you about Buffalo in a minute. But first, let's tackle the most important thing, that is Eagles. And so it's Eagles-Colts this week. And I got to ask you, did the Colts get new life with Jeff Saturday, or are the Raiders that bad and that dysfunctional?
Yes.
Both.
I wouldn't use dysfunctional, because it's not like if you had told me this is how it's going to start for the Raiders record-wise, I'd say, Josh McDaniels is back to his old tricks and he's alienating guys and they must hate him. And it's really not that, right? It's not the way it was the first time he was a head coach. But it's just a combination of factors right now for why it's not working. And not the least of which is their draft picks from the previous regime were atrocious. They just did not pan out. And it's tough to kind of build for the long haul when your first and second round picks are either gone or, in Henry Ruggs' case, in jail. I mean, it's just you go back and look what they did the last couple of years. Now, listen, if John Gruden hadn't been fired and the emails never came to light, and he was still coach of the team, maybe those guys would still be there and be successful. But whatever it is, it's hard. You got to kind of look at it and say, all right, you got to give this new regime time to build what they want. Now, that being said, they went out and signed Devontae Adams and signed Chandler Jones. So the expectations were they were going to be at least serviceable right away.
Right.
Not that right now. But back to the Colts. I really went into that game thinking, watch the Colts win this game, right? Just because you've got this us against the world. Anytime you can build up an us against the world mentality, it helps the team, right? And that's exactly what it was with the Jeff Saturday fiasco. And they got their short-term boost. The other thing they got is they got a new offensive play caller, and you don't have anything on tape, so you don't really know. So the Eagles are going to have the advantage of, well, at least we see Parks Frazier for 1 week and what he wants to do. And this is why, when I'm covering a game and who's playing, who's not playing, and you're just like, all right, like, why are we being so secretive about this? It's because it's information. It's knowledge. Anytime these guys have information on their side, it helps them. And when they don't, it hurts them. And that's what you saw with the Colts last week, is that there was a lot of unknowns. I think the Raiders really struggled defensively with the unknowns, not knowing tendencies and what to expect. So, again, at least the Eagles are going to have – it's a small sample, but at least they're going to have a bit of a sample on tape.
What do you think about the game going in? I'm curious. Do you think this is going to be a close game? Do you think – obviously, Gannon talked a lot about stopping the run today, and that was the problem Monday night with all those long drives by Washington. But can Indianapolis – remember, their offensive line's been dinged up. Can they control the ball like that?
That's the point of the Eagles signing
Linval Joseph. Yeah.
And, maybe knowing that they still need to add more in their front seven, to be honest with you, after this. We'll see if that's enough. I mean, from what I gather, he was supposed to play this weekend. He's going to be a little rusty. He needs some time to get into shape and all that stuff. And it's just one guy, really. So schematically and, guys mentally are going to have to realize that we need to do more up front. We can't let that happen again, certainly against a team that's going to rely upon that as their offensive attack. So usually in the NFL, you get run over like that. As long as you've got good players, they usually buck up and turn in a better performance. So I would be shocked if they gave up 200 on the ground this week. But I do believe that Indianapolis is going to have some success with what they're doing. Back to your original question, I think it winds up being a close game, and it's something where the Eagles either have to hold on or score late to squeak out of there. I just don't see them, running the Colts by 21 points here.
You mentioned, we talked a little bit about the Raiders, the Bill Plaschke report saying they got no money and that McDaniels will be the coach this year and next year. Was he really in peril? And and I heard stories about that franchise before.
No, and it's funny because for 2 years now we've been reporting that the Raiders have had cash flow issues, and it's affected them with the ability to sign free agents because they're saying we can't structure deals the way other teams are structuring them to give you a big signing bonus up front. We just can't do it. So you're going to have to trade that for some guarantees later in the deal. So when you're talking with coaches versus players with big money and fully guaranteed money for longer than you see in player contracts, there's no doubt in my mind that was going to be a factor with Josh McDaniels. And honestly, I don't think that it's the number one reason. I truly believe that Mark Davis is trying to be patient here and believes he's got a guy in Josh McDaniels, and he understands the effect of what the previous regime tried to do that wasn't successful. So cash is on the list of reasons for sure. I just don't think it's at the top of those reasons, Ed.
We're talking to Mike Garafolo, lead NFL reporter, NFL Network, live from Green Bay, icy, cold Green Bay. It's also going to be cold, as we know, in Buffalo, where 3 to 6 feet of lake effect snow is in the forecast. So there's some talk about moving the game. What's the latest, Mike?
They're really trying not to, Ant. But it's teams are going to have to. The team's going to have to travel there. They're going to have piles of snow in the stadium that they're going to have to clear. It's not like the snow is hitting during the game and it's going to affect them. It's going to be everything leading up to it. And can the Browns get into town and do what they need to do? Or will the roads be closed? Will the airport be closed? So they're trying not to, and they're trying to figure out a way. I still think in the end that, yes, the game is played there, but that's just, an educated guess for me at this point, because this could be something where tomorrow, they find out the storm's going to last a little longer, it'll be closer to game time, it's just not going to be enough time, we got to move it. But I would expect a decision tomorrow either way to come for when that game or where that game is going to be played. And you got the problem with the Bills playing on Thursday the following week, so
you can't push it.
Yeah, ideally they would have pushed it to Monday and said, hey, we're going to make this a Monday doubleheader play that kicks off earlier, but they can't do that. So that's really complicating things. I still think in the end they do whatever they have to do to clear that snow and play the game in Buffalo, but we'll see.
Wow. I know, listen, that's going to be pretty wild. The Bills Mafia, they live for that. I can tell you, you travel all over every NFL city. Obviously we're separate. Like, leave us to the side for a second. But is Buffalo the best? The best city, other than ours, that you love the most as just pure exude football?
I mean, I'm in a pretty good one right now. My Uber drivers are wearing Packer jerseys.
Yeah,
they're picking me up.
Yeah.
And you get in the car and they go, so you here for the game? That's the first.
Yeah.
Here for the game.
Yeah.
So, I'd say Buffalo, Green Bay. I mean, you could be in these other cities. I went to Chicago for a Thursday game and got in the Uber, and nobody even thought, oh, this guy's here for the game. It's like, as soon as you get here, or Green Bay or Buffalo, these smaller towns where everything's centered around football anyway, it's nice to see that, because, frankly, Ant, as you're driving up here, I've been to Green Bay in the summer. It's beautiful. Like, training camp, it is really, really
back
nice.
in the day, I was my haunt, man. I used to do the Cheese League for training camp, like way back in the day before you were covering the NFL when I was doing it. It was crazy, man. I loved it. It was beautiful. I also covered a day. It was Packers-Niners NFC Championship game, and these people were tailgating out there, and it was like 30 below. Wind chill was like 80 below.
Packers-Niners at Lambeau?
Yes. Packers-Niners at Lambeau. This was in the 90s.
Packers-Panthers game that was ridiculously cold. That was a NFC Championship game, if I'm not
Maybe it was a divisional round, but I thought it was a championship game.
Yeah.
But it was Packers-Niners in Green Bay playoffs.
Yeah. So, the point I was kind of making was summer doesn't last very long up here, and it gets cold, and there's not a whole lot to do. So when the football games roll around, people dive into it, and that's their entire week leading up to the game here, and same thing in Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo. So I would say if the NFL is going to ask, or the Bills are going to ask, hey fans, if we need you to come out and clear the snow and help us, which teams have done before, I think they're going to have to turn people away. That's how many will show up to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's unbelievable. Hey, by the way, did the Packers find something with Christian Watson?
Yeah, I think so. And I know that they were pleased with not only, it wasn't like he just ran and got open the other day, and it was just his speed on display. Like, he ran some really good routes. And I know that they were the second touchdown, he spun the DB, and then he fooled the safety into thinking where he was going to go. It was a really, someone referred to it Jordy Nelson-esque, the way he was able to manipulate the defenders on that. So I know that they're happy with that, and they think that's a sign of things to come. And I would say, you need to see it on display tonight, but I really believe it's going to be on both sides, a run-heavy attack. We were just joking on our show conference call that this might be the shortest Thursday game ever, with both teams needing to run the ball in cold weather.
I know you love that, you guys. It's fantastic. Hey, real quick, if you look, we always look at kind of the balance of power in the NFC, and I thought the Niners took a little bit of a step Sunday night, getting Elijah Mitchell back to go with McCaffrey, and having, obviously Debo still there. They look pretty formidable. Are you with me that they're the Eagles' number one concern right now?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of teams' number one concerns because you don't want to see that. They seem to do the same thing every year. Or at least lately. They get better as the season goes on, and then they come into your stadium in January. Again, we're talking about cold weather and running the ball. That's the kind of football that you don't want to see coming into your building in January. So they're not going to have home field advantage. I mean, barring some kind of collapse by multiple teams here. But they're going to be, potentially the winners in the West, and maybe they get one home game, then they win two on the road. So, they're pretty confident that they're going to be able to continue to play that brand of football. It's a little worrisome when they show up in your building in January for sure.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy. All right, well, listen, you keep warm. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to root for you to freeze. That's a victory, Mikey. Victory.
I love it.
You're from South Philly. You're tough. You can handle it.
Oh, yeah. You know me. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. And I got Steve Smith with me. He's done some things in cold weather games, so I can't complain.
No, that's right. Listen, enjoy yourself, brother. Thanks as always, buddy.
All right, pal. You got it.
Here he is, Mike Garafolo, NFL Network.
Tonight's a good
checking
scene.
in. It is a good scene. It's probably the first good game in a long time, like a good match. Like, I'm actually looking forward to seeing the Packers. Remember, the Eagles get the Packers next.
Yeah, we'll see. You've asked Mikey G and you asked the Geek, is Christian Watson real? So today's going to be a nice little test. Is everybody going to jump on board, and does he have a bit of a down week? Last week, Allen Lazard did nothing. So my question is, if you're Tennessee, do you almost look at Christian Watson a little bit more, give some extra help with the secondary, with the safety?
Well, didn't they roll coverage his way to Lazard, which is one of the reasons why Watson had such a big day, because he was the only guy that could
But I wonder if they really focus on Watson tonight. Now, does Allen Lazard come back with a little bit? I still expect at least one Watson shot downfield.
You have to, right? I mean, listen.
His over-under, by the way, is only 41.5. That could be one play.
That is one play, yeah.
It's worth something.
It is worth something. You're right. Hey, you know what's interesting is when you look at Rodgers and you look at that game last week, he's still great. Like, he could still throw it.
Yeah, I mean, that team's a mess, and, we'll see. Maybe they come out of it. Look, there's been drop passes. We talked about Christian Watson. It's the first play of his career. He drops what would have been a surefire touchdown pass, and he drops it. The problem with that offense, and maybe it'll change now that Watson becomes some sort of a threat. You do the red zone, try to look around and watch these teams, and I love watching Rodgers play, so I'll try to, if they're on TV, I'll try to watch them. Dude, he's the check down king this year. And remember, before the season started, we talked about this. There was a report that Rodgers wanted to use his backs more out of the backfield, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and that's fine, but it's because Allen Lazard is okay. Christian Watson, when he's dropping touchdown passes, and it's not like that was the only one that he dropped to start the season, he had nobody to throw to. Yeah, Robert Tunyon's okay.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty boring offense when there's no shot downfield. Now that maybe Christian Watson's back, maybe that there's a little bit more flair to that Packers offense. I can't blame Rodgers when he's got no weapons at all.
Yeah, I was curious because, does he come back next year saying, listen, I don't want to go out like that. I want to go to, and does he go to a team that actually is ready to win?
I still can't believe we ran through that list maybe last week, 2 weeks ago about, I think it was one of the Jimmy Shapiro things, like the betting odds where Rodgers could go next. And the Niners weren't even on the list.
I know.
Which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you're San Fran, you go,
that's selling out for the Super Bowl right there.
Garoppolo's gone after this year. And then you go, all right, are we really going all in on Trey Lance? Which they were going to this year. He gets hurt. It's not his fault that he got hurt. But
he stinks too.
But come on.
Yeah, he stinks.
You go one more shot with Rodgers?
Yeah.
Or Trey Lance?
I go Jimmy G over every day of the week.
Yeah, and I'm not a big Jimmy G guy.
It's
but
not even close, All right, 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio with the Tunas. This segment is for you. We go back to the phones. Let's look at our weather goats. All right, let's try to do that a little bit. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio, Tunas right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey, listen, you got to get to know Bet Parks Thursday, man. All right, Bet Parks does football. And in fact, every weekend they have something special. Bet Parks offers half the spread promo on select college football games. So you can just lay half the number. Or on Sundays, double the spread. That's on select pro football games. You can check out all the details at betparks.com and, of course, see the array of things that you can do there. Amazing stuff, right? Like the baskets, all the baskets you want, same game parlays, college basketball, college football, pro football. It's got it right there. All the props, in-game, same-game parlays. Anything you want to do is right there on the Bet Parks app. Get the holidays coming up. Always have some fun while the holidays. You're watching the games, and, you make it more, put some skin in there while you're watching them all holiday season long, all the sports, all the time, right on the Bet Parks app. Get to know it. Go to betparks.com. Got all the details for everything you need and want. Check it out. You got to be in PA or New Jersey. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Got some Flyers hockey, yo. Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Chickies and Pizza in Malvern. Grab lunch at Chickies and Pizza in Malvern tomorrow with the Cuz and myself, the Chunas, as we get ready for the Birds game. That's Chickies and Pizza in Malvern this and every Friday for the lunch with the Cuz and myself, the Chunas. Flyers back in action tonight after having yesterday off. They travel to Boston to take on the Bruins. Puck drop will be at 7 o'clock. And you can listen live right here on the Fanatic. Sixers off yet again. They are back tomorrow when they host the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, that game will be right here on the Fanatic. If you go to 97.5thefanatic.com, you'll be able to hear the geek who answered your fantasy football questions earlier today, and soon Mike Garafolo, who just joined the Cuts to talk all things NFL. This update is also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast, reliable internet for only $49 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, take advantage of our special holiday offer by December 4th and ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. And subject to change.
Did you know that rural counties in the United States have a lower incidence of cancer but higher death rates? Or that black men are 90% more likely to die from prostate cancer compared to white men? Or that Hispanic patients have more than double the mortality rate for liver cancer compared to white patients? It's John Kincaid for the American Association for Cancer Research. And as many of you know, as a two-time cancer survivor, I'm here thanks to the latest treatments and amazing doctors and have been cancer-free for 24 years. Unfortunately, not everyone has the same access to great care that I did. That's why the members of the American Association for Cancer Research work endless hours to change these numbers. The AACR is the official charity of the John Kincaid Show, and right now, they need your help. They want to continue life-saving research. Donate now, and we'll triple your gift. Go to 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR to help us defeat cancer. That's 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR.
Hey, it's Hunter from my friends at FC Kerbeck. My family's been buying trucks and SUVs from Kerbeck for longer than I can remember. Why? Because Kerbeck always has the best selection at the lowest price. Period. And then they follow it up with the best service to keep our trucks running like new for years. But if you've been waiting to buy, then now you win, because Kerbeck Buick GMC has 150 factory fresh Buicks and GMC in stock and reduced, from GMC Sierra pickups to Acadias, Terrains, and 2023 Buick Enclaves. Buy GMC Terrains from just $22,990 or lease a brand new 2022 GMC Terrain from $249 per month, 3.9% for 72 months, plus $2,500 on 2022 GMC Sierras. And FC Kerbeck is close to everywhere at the foot of the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. The Kerbeck family has owned and operated this dealership for over 100 years. Kerbeck will also buy your car even if you don't buy one from them. Call 1-8337-KERBECK for full offer details or at KerbeckCars.com. Tell them Hunter sent you.
Virtua Health is here. Here for women at every stage of life. From young adulthood to living longer and stronger, Virtua Health is by your side with care for your unique needs. To remind you that age is just a number when you're living your best life. Learn more at virtua.org/women. Virtua Health. Here for good.
Hey, it's Pat Egan, and I recently went to the all-new Sin City Cabaret for a game day, and holy shit was I impressed. Sin City is by far the largest and best-looking club in the area. The food was great, the TV was the biggest I've ever seen in a club, but the real draw here is what's on stage. Every single girl just was hotter than the next. I was a little distracted from the game, but in the best way possible. So next time you're looking for a party, just head to Sin City, 6130 Passyunk Avenue, and if you tell them I sent you, you get free admission before 11 p.m.
Progressive presents today's to-do list for your dog.
Check front door. Check window. Check other window. Rest chin on ground. Look into distance. Bark for no reason. Check front door. Check window. Check other window.
Your pet has a very busy schedule, so it's up to you to make sure they're protected. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you.
Chase shiny ball. Lose shiny ball. Find shiny ball. Eat shiny ball.
Get coverage for your pets with anti-auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
I love fall. Cooler temperatures are nice, but our energy bills are going to skyrocket when we start up our old furnace.
You know, a more efficient system would save us money. Isn't Bryant offering instant rebates on new systems right now?
Seriously? I might even love winter with an offer like that.
For a limited time, Bryant is offering up to $675 in rebates on a new home comfort system. Visit nopaybryant.com to find a dealer near you.
Bryant.
Whatever it takes.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now because game day is so close you can almost taste it. Football watching. Better with Pepsi.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now.
What's up, guys? It's Andrew. Start NFL Week 11 off with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge. Whether you're new to FanDuel or not, you get free bets back if your Thursday night same-game parlay doesn't hit. Same-game parlays combine bets for a chance at a bigger payday. And, of course, I always like to throw down a little bit to try to get the monster payday. And I got a four-legger that can win me over $1,000 on just a $10 bet. Now you're going to say that's crazy. What did you do? Derrick Henry's going to have to run the football today. So I have him scoring 2 tutties. 2 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. The over for Christian Watson. I did actually alternate 50-plus yards. Under in 45.5 alternate line. So I actually went up. The over-under is 41 in this game. I went up to 45.5, but I did the under. And then Green Bay to win. So just 4 legs right there. $10 wins me just over $1,000. You can do all kinds of stuff. That's why I love FanDuel. And you can also do the pre-built same-game parlays that are built for you in FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. However you want to play, bet the NFL on Thursday night with a no-sweat same-game parlay. Just sign up with promo code Fanatic. If you already have an account, you're all set. If you don't, 97, you just got to put promo code Fanatic. That's it. Just sign in and see what you've got. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You got to be 21 plus and present in PA. 3+ legs, minimum $1 bet required. Refund issues and all drawable free bets expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $5. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
1:30 across the Delaware Valley. Cuz Radio Choo-ness. So we were talking about the weather goats. So we had some good stuff. Obviously the Shady Snow game. We had the Flyers Fog, the Fog Bowl, the Flyers Kings Blizzard, the Phillies Rockies rain. Speaking of rain, I mean, you go to World Series rain too.
Yeah, I didn't play those in the vault today just because we just did it not too long ago with all the World Series stuff.
The Phillies cold that in Colorado was nasty too.
Yeah.
You remember that Friday night? The playoffs.
Yeah, it was I actually found a list of like the 50 crazy weather games. Obviously, the Ice Bowl was number 1. But the Phillies Rockies was on there. I think it was.
Was it really?
Yeah, I think it first pitch was like 15 degrees, 20 degrees, something like that.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was
that
that
cold.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was in the 30s. It was in the teens.
Or it might have been 30s at first pitch, but then it went down. Like it kept dropping.
Like that's a sport you cannot play in the cold. Oh my God. You can't play that sport.
And they had a photo of Pedro Martinez. I don't know if he pitched that day or not, but he all you could see was his eyes because he had like the stuff covering his nose. He had the ear flaps and everything. Yeah, that's a tough sport to play in the cold.
It really is.
You get bad contact.
Yeah,
your hands hurt.
Oh.
Your hands hurt on bad contact when it's 80 degrees out.
Man. Yeah, you got that right, buddy.
I remember I felt like sacrilegious. I think it was a year ago. We were talking about the most famous games or something. I don't even remember what the conversation was, but you and I talked about the Ice Bowl. Oh, you know what it was? My dad and I watched the top 100 games New Year's Eve. Remember that? The NFL Network did the top 100 games of all time special. And my dad were watching it leading up to New Year's. And number one was the Ice Bowl. And I get it because of the weather and all that. But it was like a 13-7 game. The game-winning play was a quarterback sneak. Like, it doesn't sound like it was that great of a game. And I kind of feel bad saying it because it's well ahead of its time and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, remember the Villanova National Championship? We talked about it. I watched it because we were doing all the playbacks during COVID.
Right.
And it was the most boring game I've ever watched. And I feel bad saying it. Nova Georgetown, right? Like,
yeah.
But the final score was like 64-60. It was dribble, 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 pass. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Inside. Nope, not here. Let me kick it back out. No shot clock. It's crazy how much things have changed.
Yeah. No, listen. And the court looks weird, too, without the 3-point. Like, the way, the long free, like, the way that things are. There was a game I was watching. It came on one of these replays. It was the NC State Houston.
That's awesome.
Which I loved. It was like this Jim Valvano, and there was, the way the court just looked was so different. Everything felt different. It looked bigger.
Right. It does look bigger.
Crazy. Let's go to Bill. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Billy.
Yo, what's happening, cuz?
What's up, Billy?
Man, you bring up the cold or the weather games, and the first game that comes to me is a game you and I talked about earlier this week, which is January 11th, 1981, Eagles-Cowboys NFC Championship. I know you were
cold. It was cold. My father had the Green Army blanket that used to itch, like
brother. Yeah. The family was just about to take its first ski trip, and my mom had gone to the store and loaded up on thermal underwear and anything. We got wrapped up like sausages and packed into the Ford Fairmount station wagon and sent down to the frozen Crucible. That place was unbelievable, cuz I just looked it up. It wasn't one of the coldest games in NFL history, but the kickoff temperature was 18 degrees. The highest temperature of the day was 18 degrees. The wind was about 17 miles an hour, so the wind chill was 3 degrees.
That is just nasty.
And you
3 degrees.
You know how it looks when you see it on the TV and
the
fans are snorting.
Yeah.
Fog. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you can't
the vet was so frighteningly cold.
And frighteningly drunk. Because here's the other story of that day. That was the day where, as an 11-year-old, I really started to understand and learn about the relationship between alcohol and inhibition. Because if you remember, that was one of those days where, 9 out of 10 people in the stands are wrapped in 14 layers of things, but the 10th guy's got his shirt off.
Yeah, his shirt off, dude.
Jumping around,
yes.
Jumping around. And this is one of the things I love about these memories of that particular time and place is that, that was sort of the end of a certain era in entertainment and sports entertainment, and where for centuries, the way that you made money in sports was you got a big building and you filled it with dudes and you sold them alcohol.
Right.
And now it's families and skyboxes and TV rights and all that kind of stuff. But in January 1991, the big money was still fill that building, pump them up with beer, and get them howling like a bunch of animals. And because the lasting memory, well, among the several lasting memories, is leaving that stadium in the frozen cold. Everybody's happy as hell. And there are drifts of beer cans up against the concrete post. Remember that? There's the concrete pillars going right down to the sidewalk. You're standing out there in the howling wastelands of the parking lot. And there were, I'm 4 feet tall.
It's bigger than you.
Taller than me.
Yeah.
And there were two dudes with their shirts off, jumping up and down on their brown Cutlass Sierra, denting the hell out of the roof of it, howling in delight. While me and
that's
the rest
a great memory. And you're all bundled up, waddling.
and you know that those Cowboys suffered that day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
On that concrete, frozen concrete.
Yeah, that place, nothing was colder than Veterans Stadium because it was. You're right. It was concrete. It was the turf. It was pretty amazing. It's a great call, dude. Great call, man. Yeah, thanks, brother. Good stuff, Billy. Yeah, Tunis, that was so completely. It was so cold, that place. And when you walked through even the concourse, the wind would whip around it. And then when you walked up the ramps, and it was just the place was just concrete and cold, and the field. It's funny. I heard Tyrone talk about Wendell Davis blowing out both knees on the same play.
Yeah, I've heard that story,
which was a legendary story, the vet turf. But the thing was it was ridiculous. It was nuts. They literally put a stretch of carpet of AstroTurf over the concrete ground.
That's not good.
Is that unbelievable?
It is crazy. And then, of course, it got really hot, too, the opposite. Right down the field. I remember, the Phillies games. I mean, it would get brutal down there, right?
Yeah, you would sizzle. But I don't know about you, but I'd much rather be hot than cold.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh, really? You're on the fence. You are Mr. Cold. Do you remember early? This is early. We were working together, and you were Mr. Cold. And didn't we send you out? Didn't I say go out in the cold or something? It was like snowing out or something, or it was freezing. Weren't you going to walk up and down walk around the building?
No, maybe.
With Jason? Weren't we talking about that?
Maybe, and I probably did.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Because you were talking about how you like you stand up in the cold.
Yeah, it feels good. It's good on the bones. And it's crazy because I did not like the cold when I was younger, but after going to Temple and just having to walk around campus and, freeze, it was nice. It was a good experience. Changed my body.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that.
Because, I just remember, dude, I remember every building was a damn wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But that's not, right. That's not good.
It changed me.
I lived in Chicago. It changed me for the other way. Dude, there was a time, I'll never forget this. I was covering a Bulls game, and it was I forget where they were playing, whatever it was. It was at the old Chicago Stadium, and the media parking lot had to be maybe about 5 football fields I had to walk.
Okay.
All right? And so it wasn't like miles, but it was, whatever. It was about 5 football fields type of thing.
It's a nice stretch.
And it was minus 20-something degrees. It wasn't getting above minus 20.
Okay.
The actual temperature. The wind chill was worse than that. And you know me, I'm not the most prepared.
Well, I was going to say, what were you wearing?
So I think I had a coat on or something. I definitely had because you had to have a coat or something.
Yeah, did you at least go pea coat?
Probably something along those lines. But I remember, I don't think I was wearing a hat. And dude, I just remember feeling like if I doinked my head, it would roll off my shoulders.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be that cold. Now, it's not minus 20 degrees when I say I like the cold. I've never really experienced that, so I wonder if I would change my mind. It was pretty cold Monday night at the game, and we sat up high, so I had to, the wind was howling and hit my neck and whatnot, so I had to put the hood up. But I was okay.
Huh.
One of the guys I was with brought the big, thick gloves. That was probably a smart move because his hands were warm.
Yeah.
Mine were purple.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Interesting, I mean, it's the cold is the...
I've told you, I want to go to Lambeau in the winter one year. I want to really do it up.
Yeah, I looked it up. I was there in 96.
Okay.
That was the playoff game I covered. It was Packers and Niners. and it was nasty. It was the beginning. They started the paccaronis.
Okay. What is that? A beer?
No, the the cheeseheads?
Yeah.
Then they came out with the foam pepperonis that they called paccaronis. I don't know why, but they were all around the stadium. People had them, and there was like a wand.
It was like a one-off?
Yeah, I guess.
I've never seen that.
You never saw the paccaroni?
No.
Yeah. They had the cheese head. First of all, I never even got the cheese head, But the cheese head and the paccaronis.
Yeah, I don't remember the paccaronis. The cheesehead, obviously, they're still out there.
Yeah. Weird. Let's go to Rich. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Rich.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
What's going on, Richie?
I have a cold game for you. It was 2 weeks before Christmas, and it was at Veterans Stadium. It was 0 blowout. And Rich Kotite was coaching that year. And I remember going to that, like 3 or 4 layers of clothes, sleeping bags and all. And it's funny, my dad he's not an Eagle fan, but he's like, we should not go. I go, but I spent money for the tickets, right? So he goes, then he changes his mind like the last minute, and then we went. But it was really freezing out that game.
Yeah, see, those days you remember.
Yeah,
those icy days. Yeah. Oh, man.
It was, we were like, you know how you had the hand dryers at the stadium, at the vet, at the hand dryers?
Yes.
We were using that to keep our hands warm.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's how cold it was. It was like,
yes.
And it was like, and at halftime, it was the first game I actually ever left at halftime, because my dad was like, "We got to go. I'm cold." So I couldn't argue because it was like, it was like ice cold.
Yeah, but, man.
Anthony, I do got to say thank you for your fantasy advice. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's not mine. Remember, it's the geek. The geek knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but you're the one that told me to start Ertz the whole season, so I have to thank you for that.
Yeah, well, I didn't need to be geek to tell you that. Like that was.
I'm eating too because of you.
Well, yeah, Richie. I'm happy. It's not. It really was not exactly like great insight on my end. Trust me.
Hey, if I win, we're going out to lunch.
You got it, buddy. You just enjoy it.
I might even take Junius with us too.
Well, hey, listen, we're a package deal.
Yeah,
Junius and I.
Yeah. If I don't talk to you guys, have a nice Thanksgiving.
You too, buddy. You have a great Thanksgiving, brother.
I just have one question for you before I hang up.
Yeah.
I was watching the game Monday night, right? And everybody's pointing the finger at defense, but there's some times where the offense did struggle a little, and I feel like we got to.
Did you think Did you see? I disagree with that notion, brother. Only because of this, right? Yeah. You're going to have series that you don't move the ball. They moved the ball up and down the field. I mean, let's face it. There was 3 turnovers. Yeah. They were all freakish. And 2 of the drives, they would have scored. If the official gets it right with Goddard, and then the Quez thing was freakish. They moved the ball up and down the field. The only time there was like 2, maybe 3 and outs, which again, you need possessions, and you can't be on the sidelines for all those time. That's where I'm coming from, buddy.
I'm a little nervous with Jonathan Taylor this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll see. Now, listen, they know what to do. And Rich, thanks, buddy. Gannon, we played Gannon earlier. He knows what to do now, man. The onus is on him. He knows it. You got to come out of that shell. If they're controlling the ball and they're content in running the football, you got to come out and you got to attack it. Because you can't allow your team to be on the sidelines those long stretches.
8, 9, 10-minute drives. That can't happen.
Right?
By the way, Jay Glazer just tweeted this out a few minutes ago that Linval Joseph isn't the only tackle the Eagles talked to this week. They are also, here's how he worded it, so I don't know if it's over or if it's continuing. He said they are also have been. So not the best grammar, so I don't know if it's still in talks or not, but with Ndamukong Suh. And he said this week about potentially signing in Philly. So I don't know if that means they're done now they got Joseph, or if they are just beginning conversations with Suh, but something to keep an eye on. I don't know how much he has left. Just like I don't know how much Joseph has left. But
I got to tell you, I start to think about that. I wouldn't mind saying it.
Keep beefing up the defensive tackle
I
position.
mean, that's how you win.
Yeah.
It kind of itches me, no?
That's why he's still out there. I mean, Joseph hasn't been on the team all year either.
Listen, I think you got to take as much as you can. Like, I'm a believer in the more that you got, the more arsenal, the better.
Yeah, and you're this deep in the season.
The more bodies that you need, right?
Nobody should be asking for that much money. I didn't see the terms for Joseph. I know Ndamukong Suh, before the season started, was looking for, I think, 8.5 was the dollar sign, but we're already, 11 weeks into the season. I would imagine that's got to plummet at this point.
I guess, yeah.
And you're not going to pay Ndamukong Suh $8.5 million for minimum 6 games.
Well, no. Remember, it's prorated.
Oh, okay.
So anything's always prorated through 17 games. So your salaries, whatever it is divided into 17 pieces.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have to do that. But as far as paying, I don't know. Listen, if you got it under the cap, just to like, to me, I want to do it just to secure, make sure that I have that front fortified. We know how important the front is. Now, the good thing is you got to think Jordan Davis is coming back
soon. Yeah, I remember it was like 2 weeks ago. He didn't have the boot on, and so they were thinking, all right, maybe this could be soon. So we'll find out.
I got news for you. As long as he comes back for a certain time, that's all I care about. I don't need him back tomorrow. I know I got tough games going on, but I just need him healthy. I'm not going to rush his return.
Right.
But I just need him back. When he's back, I need him to be back because I need him for the stretch run. I need him for the playoffs.
Yeah, it just sucks that you don't have him now with the backs that you're facing the next 2 weeks, Jonathan Taylor and then Derrick Henry. I mean, that's back-to-back weeks.
Well, you got between Henry.
Green Bay in between.
Well, which, by the way, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, so 3 straight games with some decent backs, and then the Giants the next one?
Yeah. And then, by the way, then you got Justin Fields and Montgomery.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be tough not having them next month.
Look, that run defense is going to get tested. Like, that defense period is going to get tested. So, all right. Stay tuned. The best show ever is coming your way. Tyrone, Ricky Bo, Hunter, and Jen. Thanks for hanging, everybody. We love you. Be careful. We'll see you in the morning.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers tonight. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by your local PJ Willahans. There's no better place to watch football than your local PJs, where every seat is terrific. Tons of TVs, great beers, burgers, and wings. We love our PJ Willahans. The Flyers are back in action tonight. They were off yesterday. They traveled to Boston to take on the Bruins. Puck drop will be at